No one like got to take photos with her. No one got to meet her. None of that. But the second we walk out, suddenly Ariana's right there. What the fuck? What kind of serendipity?
I would have been like, I need to have a word with you real quick.
Ariana,
Let me tell you something, girl.
Fire the manager.
We need some help. Hey guys, welcome back to Full Coverage, your favorite podcast with your hosts, Manny Emiway and
Laura Lee. And are you guys ready for our special guest today? Because we got a new one in the house.
a new one.
Hi, guys.
We have Miss E. I love it. I'm so glad you're here.
And I am
three
so
people who
excited to
don't
be
know.
back.
Well, I have to say for the three people who don't know, this is my niece.
Yes.
I just have to say it because there
That's
will
okay.
be
You never
someone.
know. You
There will be
never
someone
know.
who just doesn't know.
I know, or in the comments, she has a daughter?
Yes, I get that all the time.
You
so
guys, you guys have been missing out. You missed a huge chapter, babe. A huge chapter.
You guys need to tune
Catch
in.
up. Catch up.
Tune in and catch up. You guys, we missed Eryn. We were up in here.
Hi, guys. I'm so
I love
excited.
it. I love having you here.
I know. It's so good. I mean, I just love talking to you guys. So just sitting and filming and talking. It's
like
nothing.
easy.
It's so easy. I'm just like, okay.
And we're all yappers.
I know. I'm a yapper. I'll talk your heads off.
Oh, I know, and I have to wrangle you.
I
have to wrangle
like
you. I'm like,
pull it in.
Yep.
Pull it in.
You're okay, babe.
Honey,
You're okay. You don't have to fill in the space.
Laura has to wrangle me
That's
too.
the number one thing in interviews. I do. I'm a wrangler. You don't fill in the space. It's the interviewer's job to fill in the space.
But I love it. I love it. Moment of silence, my time. That's my time.
Eryn, that's so
My time
real.
to shine.
That's you. You're like,
Either
no
mute,
talking?
Either mute in the background, or I'm talking someone's head off.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
There's no in between.
No in between. I can't be subtle.
Honey, Eryn gets with one of my girlfriends.
Oh, they're my best friend.
Yeah, all of my
It's
girlfriends,
over.
honey. I
I
see her.
meet you. I'm obsessed. You're my best friend.
Yeah,
I love you.
Yep.
What do you want to talk
in the
about?
corner, and baby,
And then I just-
You look, and she's in the
Slowly.
corner like that. And she's like this.
And
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
talk to me.
Yep.
and I'm just slowly merging
Any
in.
of my house parties.
I like a predator. I'm ready.
The 4th of July.
Oh yeah, Erin's
Oh
always
my
got a
god!
friend.
4th of July, I was having the time of my life. I wasn't even hanging out with Laura and Tyler. I was just
No.
around talking to
No.
anyone
You're a little
else.
butterfly.
I'm a little butterfly.
She's
Uh-huh.
a very social butterfly.
It took some time to get me here.
It did.
It took me a lot of time. But once I got here,
growing up though. You
I know.
Literally, it's
like,
I know.
Yeah.
I went through a really bad awkward phase.
Who doesn't?
Girl, who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
It
The
builds
awkward
in
phase?
character.
It does.
I was hit.
Ooh.
Let me tell you.
Ooh.
I look like shit.
I think we
Fuck
can.
that tea.
Confirm.
I think
I'm just
everyone-
kidding. Manny's never like shit a day in his life.
I-
I've even seen the emo pictures. He didn't.
The
look
emos weren't.
shit.
The
He
emos weren't
did
so bad.
not
They weren't
look
so
like
bad.
shit.
No, you slayed. It was for the era.
Eryn,
It was
you
when I was
too.
11. That was fun.
We were talking about though how Eryn went through her hair coloring phase, and me and Ty were like, "We're gonna let you experiment.
I remember this.
We're gonna let you do it."
I feel like a lot of people might not know this. They might not remember. I didn't take many photos of it. 2020, when everyone was dyeing those two front pieces.
Oh, I
What's it
remember.
called? The money piece.
The money
Oh, I remember.
pieces. But here's the thing. I kept telling Laura, I want more. And then I just had these two huge, ugly Cheeto orange pieces at the front of my head with brown brunette hair.
Oh, I
it
remember
was
them well.
It was quite horrendous. The dried fried blonde hair. We had pink. We had purple.
I remember the pink. I like the pink.
Blue.
red. No blue.
The orange in the front was crazy.
The
The
orange.
orange was like diabolical.
I think the orange was the worst.
You know what? I think I called it at the orange.
That was scary.
I think when we got to the orange, I said, "Okay, we're done.
You're done.
We're done. You're done.
You're done.
No more hair dye. No more scissors. You're done."
She literally
One of
had
my
to take
favorite Laura
scissors.
sayings is
I had
"You're
a-
done."
You're
Yep.
done.
Like it's one of my favorite Laura isms. You're done.
You're done.
You're done, babe.
Once I call it, it's over, and I let you have your hair dye.
You let me experience. You let me have fun.
You
We
lived.
have to get it out of our system, or else I would be 20 right now doing that to my hair. That's why I think it's
Yep.
important to let them get it out
important.
while they're younger. So I'm not 20
So
right now
you're
with those
happy
orange money pieces.
I let you do all that,
Live life.
right?
Yeah, because I had to get it out. I would have, no matter what. It was gonna happen. So sorry to say it.
You heard it here first.
You have
heard
to
it
just
here
live.
first.
Yeah.
You have,
You have
to
to let them
live
live a
and you
little
have
bit.
to
Live,
learn.
love, laugh.
And I am one of those people. I have to learn the hard way sometimes.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
I know she's probably told you so many times something, and you're like, and then you do it, and you're like,
and then I was like,
listen to Laura.
she was right the entire time. No, I have to go crawl to her and be like,
You were right.
fine. You're right.
Laura's like this.
I made a mistake. Literally
Laura's
just
like-
sitting there.
Yeah.
Kyle's like next to her bed. She's like,
Just as I suspected.
I thought.
Wrong again.
Wrong again. Now weren't you? Should have
Just as
listened
I
to your
thought.
auntie.
I know. I've done everything, so I feel like you should just listen up.
just listen.
Maybe one day.
That's literally the
Listen
epitome
up.
of like what parents say too. They're
Yeah.
like,
No.
we've already made mistakes. Like, don't do our mistakes.
listen.
You just have to live though.
You gotta live,
No.
laugh,
At the end of the
love.
day, you just have to live, laugh, love yourself, and then you're like, damn, I really was sinking on my own, huh?
'Cause
I
something
wasn't
it-
even swimming, babe. I was sinking.
Dude, something in your brain just says, I'm different.
Yeah.
I'll do it differently.
Yeah.
I'll do it
Yeah.
differently. Like
Your
it-
brain's like, well, they did it wrong, but I'm gonna do the same thing. But
because
like, it'll be better
I'll learn
for me.
from their mistakes.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yep.
just a mistake. It's literally just a mistake. Don't do
I
it.
know it well.
Sounds
No, well.
good.
Zone. Literally zone.
Well, let's start with some peaks and pits today.
Yes.
Oh my
Erin, you're the
God.
guest. Why don't you start off with your peak and pet?
Okay, so
Either.
all right, I would say the peak would be coming home for Thanksgiving, just hanging out. I'm here for a week, and it's the best thing ever. I love coming home, and I love hanging out, being social, getting out of the house. My aunt forces me to go out with her, do all these chores, but it's
Do all the
so.
chores.
But
Emphasis on chore.
okay, but look, it's different now. It's different. It's like fun. I'm doing stuff. We're hanging out. I'm helping Laura clean. I'm doing stuff with Tyler, and it's just fun. Seeing the cats, obviously.
Do you know what the difference is? You don't live there.
I don't live
Yep.
there.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
When you live under the roof, it's a different thing because you feel like you have to do things.
Yes.
When you are visiting, you get to visit.
Yes.
So
And
it's like
so
it's a nice
fun.
opportunity. Like me, I'm always very appreciative now when I go back home because I'm like, oh my god, I love being with you guys.
Dude, and
'Cause
we
I don't live there.
and we go out to eat, and I don't have
So
to pay
true.
for these meals.
No,
Yep.
they pay
that's
for all
right.
that shit.
That's right.
Why is eating out so expensive?
Aaron's like, should we get sushi?
Oh my god.
You're like, I don't even like sushi.
Did someone say sushi?
Hey, so after this, someone said Korean barbecue, right?
Ooh, you're about to trigger all
Don't
of us, Aaron.
activate me,
Aaron.
Someone said Korean barbecue,
Don't
right?
do it.
Erin,
To where I'm
you're gonna
so
make me
bloated I
black
can't walk.
out.
Literally.
Rings that won't even come off your hand.
Oh my
after,
God.
After K barbecue.
Honey.
Oh, they're stuck for a month.
Mhm.
with
Don't I
all
bring
that
my own
fat.
soy sauce?
You sure do.
In
your,
my
in
bag.
Your purse.
That's
Like
right.
she go like this. She'll be sitting at dinner. She'll go like this.
A full bottle of soy sauce. I have low sodium soy sauce. They don't provide that there.
They provide full sodium.
It's like, remember the Beyonce, do you have Tabasco in my bag or something like that? And I'm like, no.
Hot sauce in my
Hot
bag.
sauce in my
Swag.
bag. I'm like, soy sauce.
Soy sauce in my
Soy
bag.
sauce in my bag.
Sodium free.
Swag.
Or like low sodium.
Yes.
I sure do.
I love it.
I love it. I
like
love
some
it.
visiting.
Visiting, just coming home. It's so good. And the peak and the pit.
My mic? Oh my God.
He said, girl, fix them.
Golly. Tyler
Damn.
told me
Yeah.
to fix my hair.
He goes, you're bang.
You know what? That's a good man. He's
That
a good
is.
man.
He goes,
Savannah?
you're Savannah. He's a good man. It's your bang.
It's the bang.
It's the bang.
Mm-hmm.
And my pit of the week would have to go along with the chores and the things that Laura makes me do. And that would be her
Tell it.
forcing me
Speak it.
to go to hot yoga classes with her.
Oh, that's not even a chore, but that's a chore
Death
though.
Valley.
That's
Death
Erin,
Valley.
how bad is it for real?
Okay, tell from your perspective because
actually
I
do
like
need to hear
it.
'cause she
I
loves
like it.
So I need to hear it from someone that's not.
And she's
a
going to hot
lizard.
sculpt, by the way, not
Yes.
even the hottest.
Ooh!
Yes. And
Sculpt is one that you're like working out in, though.
I've done hot yoga, I've done hot sculpt, I've done the bar class. I love it because I like getting that good sweat in. You know, I truly feel like it's letting out everything. So I love it. Feels good afterwards. But I swear to God, when you are in that class, it feels like death. I have to sit down so many times. I'm just staring at everyone and I'm just looking up. My only goal each and every single time is to at least just stay in the class. I have my water, I have my
And not
cold
pass
rag,
out.
and literally just not pass out. Literally last class, the guy next to me, you good? And I was like, no, this man up
I'm
here,
not good.
this evil man up here is just killing me. He is kicking my butt right now. And then I'm watching Laura and Tyler,
Like this.
I love it.
and I am in the background dying. So
Erin, that would
When
be
he
me.
says
I'm being
jump,
for real,
I
that's
say
me.
how high.
literally,
I love it.
they're going
Erin, you're
X
me.
Games mode.
I go X Games mode the whole class.
it's
I take
literally-
0 breaks.
I know, and that's why I'm like, they are going beast mode, and I want to do that, but I have to be realistic because if I try to do that, I'm running out of the class, and I might be running home as well.
100%.
Because you're not dragging me back in that class. So I will say it's a love-hate relationship. Kudos to the people like Laura and Tyler who go each and every single week, who've been doing it for like almost 2 years now. I don't know how. Those rooms, they feel amazing, but kick your butt.
They're hard.
They're hard.
They're hard.
It's
They're
not-
hard on your psyche, which is
It
great.
is.
That's great.
what makes it so
It's
good.
a mental workout too.
Oh my God, girl.
Staying there, but if you went consistently like me, because you're not here, you know what I
Totally.
mean. But I always make her come with me.
I might
whenever
go like
she's
once
here.
every, I visit every
Blue
like
moon.
month or two.
Yeah, you'll
so
go.
I go like once every month or two compared to Laura and Tyler. You go like once every week.
I go 3 times a week.
Oh.
Maybe that she lives in that class. Let me tell
I
you.
live in there, and
She's
then I
just
run
fine.
on Saturday.
I'm surprised she's not an instructor yet.
No, I don't.
That'll be
honey.
Laura's next
no.
era.
Fuck no! Why would I want to do that? I got the
Laura's
best job in the
next
world. Aaron, you want me to sell the house?
Go be an instructor,
Be a
baby.
fucking
No.
instructor?
Maybe
no
Laura-
shade to instructors, but I worked my whole career for this. And I'm like,
You're like,
I'm
I'm
gonna be
staying
an
here.
instructor now.
I'm staying here, baby.
No, I'm
it's
staying
just-
here. I'm
it's
staying
just-
here.
Staying.
It's just on the side, literally on the side.
No,
And
I
Laura
don't
says
want to
no.
instruct. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to tell them what
She
to
just
do.
wants to be
Try
there,
to be
kick
all
butt.
like, you got this, guys. I
Come
can't
on, keep
either.
it up.
I want to
Keep
be
it up.
instructed. I don't want to
Yo.
work there.
Yo.
Fair enough.
I've already
so
turned
tough.
everything else I love into work. Let me have one thing.
Please.
One
Let me have one.
thing.
I don't
I
ever
could
want
not
to do
agree
that.
More.
Makes sense.
Just have one thing for yourself.
Please.
That's for me.
You have
Just
to-
let me
honestly, you have
enjoy
to
one
just-
thing and not let it
In
feel like
general.
a job.
Yes, like you need to just like not show everything all the time.
I'm doing something
Live
for
life.
myself, babes.
Live, laugh.
Live, laugh, love.
I have a whole ass story, so
let's get
that would
into
be
it.
my
Okay.
peak and pit. Is I want to talk about the story time.
Oh my God, I want to hear
Is
that.
that your
do it?
peek and pit?
I'm gonna use that as my peak and pit.
Should I go then? And do
Yeah, you go
mine?
first. You do yours
Okay.
first.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How do you stay cozy in the winter months? For some, it's wrapping up in a blanket with a mug of hot cocoa or watching a movie with their family. Therapy is a great way to bring yourself some comfort, and it never goes away, even when seasons change.
What I love about therapy so much is that therapy is year long. It's all about finding someone that can help you figure out things that you have going on, whether it's literally seasonal depression, just things happening in your life, and they're literally there to help you get through it. It's not just a biased person in your life just trying to shut you up. It's literally like, what can we do to help you get through something? And that's what I've always loved about therapy. I've been in therapy many times in my life. And the cool thing about BetterHelp is that they are online therapy.
And being online just makes it accessible for more people. Sometimes it's so tough to find an in-person therapy or be able to take off work and go, but it's online, so it just makes it so accessible for everyone. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for everyone's schedule. Find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/full coverage today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/full coverage. Okay, mine's a little tricky as well, but it's not a story. I just wanted to say, so I recently went on the Squeeze podcast, and you might be like, why aren't you talking about this more? Well, technically we're in the past now, but when this episode launches, my first part episode will have already launched with them. I have not seen the episode, but I did record it. So, it gets deep. Listen, the Squeeze podcast is not a podcast where you go on and hee-haw and giggle so much. It's more of like an opening up podcast. And I knew that going into it. And I did feel like a slight like, damn, one day I do want to open up with my audience more, and I do want to tell them things that I've never told them, and I do want to explain and talk about myself more in that way, because I feel like as these years have gone by and after getting in drama online, I've become a bit recluse, and I do talk about myself on this podcast every single week, and I tell personal stories and stuff like that. So I definitely do, but this is different. It was the first episode that has launched. Unfortunately, I haven't watched it, so like I can't.
Inception. You're like,
Yeah, I can't speak to it. And next time I film, I will speak on it, because both episodes. So part 1 is me breaking down my childhood. It breaks down what that scenario was like, where my parents come from and how they raised us. And it breaks down my struggles with school and education. It breaks down how hard it was moving to LA and my come up journey on the internet and how that fastly grew into the beauty community. And then the first episode there kind of stops there. And then the second episode breaks down my past drama and cancellation and my apology video and all of those really heavy things will come out the second week of December. Losing my mom, the death of my mom, really hard to talk about, and where I'm at today. So that would be part 2. I will tell you, that was a fucking hard.
Yeah.
I mean, let me take my shoes off for this.
It was a hard thing to do. It was harder than I thought it was going to be. And I thought I was going to be able to talk about all these things, how I'm talking to you right now, but I didn't. And that's the only part that sucked for me. So I don't know. I'm only nervous about that coming out because I cried. And I cried a lot. And so I was talking to someone and they were like, well, you cried because one, you're talking about childhood trauma, but it's probably something you don't talk about every day.
Totally.
Ever, because
you're just living life.
You know, it happened and I know that and I think about it and I don't get upset when I think about it. You know, like I'm not hurting because it was in my childhood. You know what I mean? Like it's just part of me.
Yeah.
And I also have felt guilty talking about it because where I come from, a lot of people had it a lot worse than me. And as I tell my story, you may be like, oh, well, you know, things were really hard. But like where I came from, for me to really be hurt and complain about these things, it definitely wouldn't be crazy. But like I know more kids that I can count with my fingers and toes whose parents were drug dealers and they had to become drug dealers. I know more kids that, you know, were forced to drop out of high school and had to sell drugs to make like I know kids like where I'm from whose situation made my situation look like a dream.
Right.
So for me to go on and talk about it as a trauma, like talk about my childhood, while my childhood was not easy and that was my experience, I think there's always been a little bit of an underlying guilt there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what's hard about it is like you almost compare traumas in a way, but that doesn't like negate your trauma. That's the difference. Is that I think that's the part that people struggle with, is that like they think that something that's something that they're going through is hard, but it's not as hard as someone else, so I can't talk about it. So it's like you can't do that because then it nullifies like what you've been through, and it's like you've experienced that, and it was hard, and yeah, some might have it harder, but everyone's had it harder.
Yeah,
in
right.
other aspects, it doesn't mean that you didn't have it hard. That's
I think
the thing.
that's what's also held me back from talking about it because I don't want people to think I'm some victim or this is some sob story for me. No, this was my life and this is how it affected me. I also don't think people talk enough about what it's like to grow up with a parent of addiction, and Eryn has experienced that on a grand level. And like people don't talk about enough that, and they don't talk about how that affects the other human beings and everyone that's around them, and how it affects children growing up. And I grew up in a household like that, and so like that also was another reason for me. Like I feel like I don't want to call my story unique because, to be honest with me, the households that I know, kids that grow up with addiction, is way more common than you think.
But what's unique is where you are now.
Exactly.
That's the difference. So it's like, that's why I'm speaking the way I am, because it's like you have had a unique experience in your life because you did have it really, really rough and really, really hard, but you literally have made it out, and look at the success you've turned it into. That's unique. Yeah. That's an experience. And so unique. That's something to talk about, you know?
It's very unique. So I went on the podcast, I spilled my guts, and also I have this thing, and I'm sure other people can relate to this. If I talk about like my past, like with detail, like talk about things that have happened and how things were with detail, just like I did on this podcast, I carry an underlying anxiety with me for a while. So like if I had a conversation with one of you guys or somebody about my childhood and we actually talk about some pretty bad stuff that happened, I would probably have anxiety for the rest of the day, and like probably wouldn't be able to eat and kind of feel like really like shaky and like not really myself. But because I did this podcast and I talk about all the hard stuff for like almost 3 hours because we did 2 parts, I didn't eat for like 2 days. You know, and
there's so much going on.
And the crazy thing is, and I told Manny this, I was like, I'm actually excited for this podcast. I don't know how it's going to look. I haven't watched it. I don't know how it's going to come across. I don't even remember all the things I said. I just know I cried more than I wanted to, which sucks for me because I wanted to speak from my chest. Like I wanted to be like, this is what happened to me. This is the way it was. But the whole time I'm like, oh, and I hate that. That part I don't love, but it's okay. It is what it is. I'm excited for it to come out because I'm proud of myself for doing it.
Exactly. That's the part that's hard.
Putting yourself in that
doing
position.
is the hard part.
It's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to go in a room and just like air your ass out and all your traumas. Okay, that shit's hard. But I did it and I'm proud of it, and I'm very, very excited for it to come out. So I want it to be clear, I do not have anxiety about that. I should actually. I should have way more. I just have been all over the internet for so many years that I'm okay with it and I'm excited. I think it was just like me talking about those things for that many hours.
It brings you to a different place. That's the difference. You're not ever there. Think about that. Your day to day, you are not at that place. You are not in that dark place where you grew up and things that happen, and
Think
you
about
are
all
not
the
rehashing
memories.
your trauma.
Yeah,
or sorry, your
all the
trauma. You're not
memories.
rehashing your trauma
Yeah.
to the day to day. So you're like, I'm not used to being at this place.
Yeah.
I get it. We all have moments like that. If I'm talking about like hard stuff that I went through in my childhood, I become a lot more somber. I become a lot more like serious. I'm not the like happy go lucky Manny. I'm like, this was tough for me, and I really had to experience this.
Yeah.
But I'm not used to that because I don't talk about that, and I
when
don't think about that.
I got eaten alive with anxiety, and I knew it was going to do it to me. But you know what I said? I said me opening up about this, I feel like will help other people. It will give a better understanding of who I am, where I came from, and why I am the way I am, and all the things I've overcome, which will also help other people. So to me, having like carrying the weight of that for 2 days of anxiety is worth it. It's just worth it. It was hard to talk about. Also, I like talking about the drama and the perspective I am now. So that was so many years ago.
Yes,
it
and
was
that makes
just
it a
like
lot easier.
almost 7 years ago, I believe. It was so long ago. So it's nice to
2025 is 7 years.
2025 will be 7 years.
7
so years.
Since we were
Crazy
in
since we were in drama. So it was really nice to talk about it from where I'm at today and my perspective, like opening up about it a little more, just in a way of explaining things further and like, you know, I don't know, talk about them deeper. So that'll be part 2. You guys check it out. Show me some love or tell me what you think. I don't care. Like if there's something you don't like, didn't like, loved, hated, say it. Great. Because at the end of the day, and I told Manny this, what I said is the truth. It's my truth. Exactly. It's what it was. It's how it was. And it's exactly how I felt about it. It's just the most unscripted, raw, truthful podcast episode I've ever done in my whole entire life. Like I didn't have a thought in the world how someone may think about that. Yeah. I just said the truth. You know, and
that's all you can do.
The truth, because I wanted to be so vulnerable and honest. So it launched. So it will have launched it'll probably have been out 2 days by the time this episode comes out.
Okay, cool, perfect.
I wish I could speak on.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just want to give commentary so
bad.
but like I have
like,
no idea what they're gonna show.
Yes, exactly. I have no idea. So fingers crossed it goes well. I hope it does. But great. I'm proud of it, and yeah, I hope it's great.
I just want to make one comment. I am happy that you did that episode, especially. You know, you guys both know how I grew up. I mean, obviously, Auntie, you had to take me in, but I find it really nice and reassuring when I see other influencers talking about their past and like how they were raised and maybe how they've been in similar situations as us, and really just anything. I think it just can help bring people together and realize you're not alone, and like it's a very hard thing to go through, and sometimes you don't know what to do with those emotions.
Exactly.
And it shows that you're not a robot, Laura.
Like
you're not a fucking robot. Like we've all been through shit, and it's nice because when you share that, people feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm not the only one going through some fucking
Nobody
bullshit.
comes from a picture perfect family.
No one. And it's funny, I was just telling Laura literally earlier today, I was like, if you're not funny, you probably didn't go through any trauma.
Oh, he did say that to me today.
I did say that. I was like, you know why that they're not funny? Because they haven't been through trauma.
The most
like the funniest people
experiences will cause people to be
give you the funny bone.
They give you the funny bone because you know, like, you know what? What's gonna make me laugh?
Yeah.
At that point, and it's true. I'm like, and look at us, we're hilarious.
We're the funniest bitches I've ever met.
I'm like.
We're the funniest bitches I've ever met. Yeah.
So it's like.
Next episode, though, I'll speak on it because some stuff will be out and I can commentate on how it goes and what happened. But I mean, I didn't want like that to drop because it's a big episode for me, and then me upload this podcast and be like, well, didn't say anything about it. You know, moving on. Things are great. Just know we're pre-filming here, and I haven't seen it, but wish me luck.
It's gonna be great.
Thank you.
Great. I knew
I'm so
it was gonna be good.
I am excited. It's gonna be beautiful. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I also have come so far in my life. Like I've come so far from where I started. Like I didn't start here with traditional parents and great things. Like my journey is so vast and long, and there's so many ups and downs and hills to it. I think at the end of episode 2, closing the podcast, I really speak about your value and worth regardless of where you come from. And that was one of my main reasons for wanting to do this. Look at people like you. I wanted people to look at me and go, yeah, I'm worth fucking red carpets. I'm worth a huge high paying degree. I'm worth good people in my life. I don't care where I came from. I don't care that I didn't have any of that growing up. I am worth it. And like, that is what I wanted to say, you know.
I love that you said that,
show.
because that's how I felt before I moved out here and living with you, where you're like, you don't have to live like this. You don't have to be this. Like, this is that's the thought that you're putting in your own mind.
Yeah.
You're holding yourself back.
You're a victim
but
of your
it's
own
hard when you
circumstances
grow up
sometimes.
around people who you literally see living their lives like that. Like, I could
That's all
never
you
do
know.
that. I could
That's all
never
you
be
know.
here. I
Yep.
can't move. I can't work this job. What about my family? All that.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It's very
It
hard.
is
Oh my
hard.
God.
And to also overcome that feeling and have and
The
stop the
worthy,
self-doubt.
the worthiness.
To where, like, yes,
your
that's
self-worth.
it's so
You
hard.
are worth it.
It comes from self-love as well.
It does.
And your confidence. But
Yeah,
and that's
100%.
so hard to work on.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's like honestly like some of the toughest, especially when you have to start self-soothing at a young age and you have to really figure it out for yourself really young.
It's so
That's hard. And like, you had to do the same thing. You've had to do the exact same thing. You literally were like, you said, like, balls to the wind. Like, you were just like, you had to figure it out for yourself at
Yep.
times. And the same with
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I was the firstborn. You know, I was gay, growing up Mormon, the whole thing. Like, I have a lot of fucking trauma from back then. But because of that, I had to learn how to self-soothe really young. Because I'm like, well, no one's going to love me if I'm gay. So I need to
Yeah.
love myself. So it's like you go through those things, but it builds you in such a different way that you would have never thought
Yeah.
you would, now that we're on this end of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because now that we built the life what we want it to be, it's like, damn, I had to go through that trauma, I think.
You don't even think about it until, like, it might be years later,
Yeah,
and
not
then
at
you're
all.
just talking about it,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Totally. Because you live it.
Yeah, you're just
I
living
never
it.
lived in my childhood. I never lived in all the craziness and was like, this is such
This is so
horrible
sad. This is
trauma. Like, this
horrible.
is so sad. Like, I can't, like, never.
and then you wake
Never.
up one day and you think
You're
of
like-
this specific time in memory, and you're
Like,
like,
damn, that
oh my
sucked.
God, I can't believe that stuck with me years later.
And that happened. And,
I'm
this
now
is
just
why I
thinking
am
about
the
it.
way I am. And it's still affecting me. And I'm just not thinking about it. Totally. Well, let me just say this to end this little chapter. Whatever you think you are worth, whatever you think you deserve, just know you're worth more than that. And I don't care if you think you deserve the world. You deserve more. I don't care if you come from great parents. I don't come from, you care from terrible parents. I don't care if you come from nothing or something. You're worth more than you can even imagine in your brain. That's how valuable you are on earth right now. So just know that.
Reminds me of like going to L'Oreal Women's Worth.
You know,
Like that literally like, again, it inspires me.
I was like,
every time I
damn,
go.
the fucking universe is literally speaking. Because you remember the speech, you are worthy, you are worth
Yes.
it. I had just gave a speech on that podcast like 2 days before.
About literally that.
Literally about that. And then I go in this room where they preach of how worthy you are. And I'm like, babes,
Like, it's crazy. Like,
just said this.
like the world is like just so crazy. Like, energy is crazy. You know, things will always come back to you. And like, you literally talking about that with people, sharing that on the squeeze. 2 days later, we're in a room filled with celebrities talking about honoring these 10 women who have done the most incredible things, and they're honored by L'Oreal, and it's because you're worth it, you know. And then having these speeches about these people who've literally been trafficked and have been through the craziest things ever.
She was telling me that, and I
Truly-
was crying.
No, literally
Yeah.
like horrible things.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't help but feel inspired. So I know you're going to inspire people on the
I
squeeze
hope.
because that's literally
that was my
that
point
same
in airing my
thing.
self and my family. Also,
Yeah.
just so you guys know, I called my sister, told her everything I said, and
Yeah.
she said, whatever you said about me, it was definitely the truth. So she
Your
did.
sister's so
I
funny
swear,
though,
she's really
because
funny.
you know she knows.
Is your
Right.
mom not the
And that's
funniest
the
person
truth.
on earth?
Oh my God.
Y'all think I might be funny?
I know she's a riot.
She
I know.
is
A
so
riot.
hilarious.
She-
Just talking to her, I'm like, I can't, Mom.
She literally goes, well, let me tell you, anything you said about me, it was the truth.
You sound like Mater from the fucking Cars.
average
And
intelligence.
that's what it is. That is so
But
funny.
she
was
cracked
so
me up
average
when she
intelligence.
said that.
Intelligence.
She cracked me up.
No, I love it. I
I
can't wait
swear.
to meet her.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
That's.
Can't wait.
I can't.
It's gonna be so good. I cannot wait. She's
I
can't wait for her to visit.
know. I'm
Um,
literally gonna freak out.
I'm excited though. It's gonna be
so good.
great.
It's
I
gonna
know
be
it's
so
hard,
good.
but like honestly, I bet you anything. The next time we talk about something like that, it's gonna be easier.
I agree. I agree. 100%. 100%.
Because when you can talk about things multiple times that make you scared, they no longer make you scared
Yeah.
because you see that the anxiety you got from talking about it, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like
No-
it was
nothing
anxiety was
happens
just
from
the
it. You're
fear of
just
the future,
talking.
and nothing happened in your future.
And honestly, it might help you make. It
better
might
future.
help make you feel better.
Exactly.
Talking about it.
Exactly.
In all
You open
honesty.
up.
Just
Let it out.
hundreds of thousands of people. That's what I'm like. That's why I let it out.
It's like a therapy session
Yeah.
for the entire
really
world.
Yeah,
It is.
for the
It
entire world of
is.
hair. And it's so cool because I feel like just because it was so truthful, like it was just like to the core, the truth of everything is like, I don't really, I do care how people receive it, but if someone doesn't like something about it, I'm like, I can't help it. It's just what happened. It's the truth, you know?
Yeah.
But that should make you feel so like
It makes me feel
empowered.
really happy and confident and
confident in it.
excited for this episode to release.
Because at the end of the day, if someone doesn't like it, then they just don't like you. At the end of the day, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, you cannot like
And
me,
I
but
do
at the end
not
of the day, you
expect
did what you
everyone
did.
to like me. I don't expect that.
Exactly.
I don't at all. You got a funny story.
I have
Yeah.
funny, or was like we're pivoting to something a little more funny,
Light.
kind of like
I
something
know.
lighter.
And
We're
that's
going like
good.
this.
Bring it back.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. Hey, Full Fam listeners, Etsy knows exactly what kind of holiday gifting reactions you are looking for. You guys want squeals of delight,
Yes.
excitement, joy.
Woo!
Well, these are the things you're going to get. These are the reactions you're going to get. You need to make sure everyone on your list heard with handmade, handpicked, and designed gifts from small shops on Etsy.
Etsy makes it so simple to find original items that were made for whomever you're shopping for. And you're going to make those people feel extra special because of all the niche different items that you can buy on Etsy. Me and Manny always go to Etsy for our gift giving, whether it's birthday, especially during the holiday season. And we always find even the perfect stocking stuffers on Etsy.
Shop Etsy this holiday season for personalized jewelry, custom artwork, cozy style items, vintage pieces, and home decor to celebrate all of your favorite people and their specific kind of special. For original gifts that say, I get you, Etsy has it. You guys, so I have a funny story about meeting Ariana Grande. So I just met her like last week. And it was trauma. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. Not meeting her. Meeting her was lovely. But let me tell you what actually happened. So I got invited to a screening of Wicked with Rem Beauty. I'm going to say their name because honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Air their asses out.
I don't really give a fuck. And Jackie already did it. So
Yeah, Jackie already aired them out,
did it.
guys.
So it's what it is. So I get invited to a screening of Wicked. And I've been wanting to see Wicked for ever. I'm a big, like, I'm a stan of Wicked.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't wait to do it. So they send the invite. I say yes, maybe like 2 weeks prior, right? The day comes. I figure out a friend of mine's going. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to go to the screening. I'll see you there. I'm like, sickening. She's there already. And I'm like, about an Uber to get there. And I'm like, where is the address? I look at the invitation. There's no address.
They say it's at Universal.
It's at Universal.
But just to clarify,
The Commons.
Universal is a park, it is a restaurant, and it is a filming studio.
Yeah.
It is acres
So
of
we're
land.
at-
The address they give me takes me to Santa Monica, it takes me to Calabasas, and it takes me to some other random spot. It doesn't take me to Universal. But I know it's at Universal because my friend that's there, she's like, I'm at Universal. And I'm like, oh my God, the address I was putting in, like, I would have taken me to Calabasas.
Oof.
So I'm literally like, drop your pin, and I will literally go to your pin, right?
Yeah.
Because I cannot find
Smart.
the address anywhere. It literally just says like a random thing from a place. I'm like, this isn't real. Like, this is not a
Yeah.
real place
Yeah.
on maps. So then I'm Ubering there, right? I get my Uber, I get there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like maybe I'll just like let the team know that I'm here when I get there. I go look at the address and the invite. Not only are there no instructions on where to go, the address is incorrect. There's no number to contact when I get there. And I literally am like, oh shit. So now I'm starting to get a little freaked out because I get dropped off at gate 4. I'm dropped off
Whatever
at gate
that-
4.
whatever
the
that
fuck that means,
means.
babe.
Yeah.
I get dropped off at gate 4, right? And I can't get in. The gate's completely locked. It's completely closed. And I'm literally like this. I just got dropped off here and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or where to go. So I'm dropped off and I text my friend that's inside. I'm like, girl, I'm here, but I don't know where the freak to go. She's like, you have to, she didn't even respond to me at the time. So then right as I'm looking up and I'm like, okay, maybe I can figure out how to get there. And I was like, maybe I'll Google and like maybe Reddit will have a thread about it. Like I literally was like, what do I do? So I started looking at my phone. In that moment, Jackie Ina pulls up with her sister.
Woo, praise be.
Right into the gate 4. And I'm like,
Praise be.
like I literally was like,
Praise
you
be.
guys, and she's like, bitch, hey, and I'm like, oh my God, you just literally saved me because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Let me just backtrack. The event is from 4:15 to 5:15, cocktail hour. I'm not going for cocktail hour. I don't
ma'am.
drink. I'm not doing that. I'm going for the movie. The
Yeah.
movie starts at 5:30 on the clock. So we're like, great. I get there at, let's say, 5:10. It's like 5:10 right now. So I'm like, I have plenty of time. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be fucking sickening. It's gonna be great. So she's like, just come in the car. I'm like, bitch, I'm getting in your guys' car. So I go in the car. Jackie has already been circling for about 15 minutes.
Because they're like, we don't know where the fuck we're going.
They got the same exact instructions as me. They don't know where the hell they're going. They went to actual Universal Studios. They went to the actual park. So I'm like, and we're at the actual studios that they make movies in.
Good God.
So I'm like, why don't we just keep going, try to find the next gate? Gate 3 closed. I'm like, Gate 2 open. So we pull into Gate 2 and we're like, we're trying to find where to watch the Wicked premiere. Yeah. Like, what do we do? And they're like, you're at the right gate. We're like,
oh, thank God.
We're like, thank God. So we pull up the security guy is like, give me all your IDs, right? Give us all your IDs. We're like, okay, great. We give all 3 of our IDs. They're there. And we're literally like, oh my God, we're so happy we found each other. Like, we're so stoked and ready to see the movie. I would say at this point, we're at like 5:15, 5:18 time. The timing is important because I need you to understand the timing. Like around 5:20. We're at 5:20, right? So it's been 5 minutes and the guy doesn't give back our IDs. And we're like,
what's going on?
I started to get a little like,
what's going on?
Like, we're on the list. We're on
so
the
then
list.
I look up and I'm like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
like the time is truly ticking because we are like there.
Like,
we
what
were
do
there
you
on
need
time.
from me?
We're
Like,
there hella on time. We're literally like 20 minutes early actually. So we're like, what do you need from us? And he's like, them two are not on the list. You are though.
Jackie and her sister.
Jackie and her sister. They're not on the list. And I'm like, you're fucking. And Jackie's literally like, I RSVP'd 2 weeks ago, and so did her sister. RSVP'd 2 weeks ago, and we're like, hello. So he's like, so actually, because he's on this, you guys are not on the list. I'm actually gonna have to call my supervisor. And I'm like this. You need to call your supervisor?
Of course.
You need to call your supervisor? Like, what are you calling your supervisor for?
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna call my supervisor. We're like, okay. And it's like 5:21. The time's ticking. It's going down. Supervisor finally comes up and he's like, is anyone on the list in that car? And he's like, yeah, one of them is. And he's like, great, the whole car can go through. So we literally at each other. I'm like, you guys saved me.
God.
You guys saved me. I saved you. Like this is, I don't know how this happened, but it just happened this way.
Thank God you found each other.
Thank God we found each other. It truly was meant to happen.
What
Because
a
literally,
mess.
and that moment that I got dropped off, maybe 3 seconds later, she pulled up. So I'm like, whoa. Like, you just like actually saved me because I was lost. Yeah. And she's like, bitch, you look lost. And I'm like, I was lost. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I'm literally just stranded outside of Universal Studios.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, as I'm talking to the guy, I'm like, so where the hell do we go? And now that we're like, the time is ticking, things are getting a little fierce. It's around 5:25. I'm like, where do we go? Where do we park? How do we get to the spot? So he's like, okay, you're gonna go through here. It's basically back at Gate 2. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Or Gate 4. I'm like, we were just at Gate 4. It's fine. So we get through. We're walking over. We're power walking. It's 5:29. We finally get to the place. There's no one there.
Oh.
Manny.
We pull up to the Commons, which is what the place is called, which we had no idea what the fuck that is. And there's just there's 3 security guards. There is a metal detector, and there's no one to be seen. And we're like, hey, we're here for the screening. It's 5:29. They go, you guys can't come up. We said, we can't come up? What do you mean we can't come up? And he's like, you're going to need to wait another 20 minutes. And I'm like,
no.
So we literally are like, what the fuck? But then we look to the side, and the street that's there's, I would say, like 5 SUVs running still.
Okay.
5 SUVs running. So we're like, I think we know what that means. And I go, is Ariana Grande here? Is she upstairs right now? And they're like, yeah, she's upstairs announcing the movie to like everyone in the theater. And we're like,
dang, and you guys aren't in the theater.
And we're not in the theater to like witness her do the
man.
thing. So then Jackie's sister starts crying.
Because she's a big fan of Ariana.
She's a huge fan, like huge fan of Ariana.
This would have been her dream to see her.
And we're also like, okay, so mind you, like we're like every single level of it, we're getting more and more pent up, a little bit more annoyed, a little bit more frustrated. We're also outside in the actual ass cold. We're not even inside the building. We're literally outside in the freezing. So she starts crying. Her like makeup literally starts smudging. Jackie's fixing her makeup up, and she's like, "It's fine. You're gonna be fine. We're gonna meet her again. Like this is just one opportunity. You'll be good." And it's just like we're all frustrated. I literally go in and we do a 3-way group hug. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, you guys. Like we're fucked
because you guys showed up on time. You weren't late. It was just instructions. It was there.
No instructions. And like there was also like like when some places are hard to find, they'll write instructions of like, okay, how to get through.
Of course, common sense.
None of that.
I want
put it in the
names, date of birth, and address of the people running REM Beauty and who ran that event because locked in jail, straight to jail. Whoever behind REM Beauty is responsible for that debacle. Because let me tell you something. I would have gotten in the car and went home.
No, so
that's
then,
why I was like,
And the thing is, like, because I was like, I want to see this so
called
bad.
it.
I want to see this so bad, so bad. I'm trying to be like a trooper.
Yep.
So then I text my friend that's inside, and I'm like, can you ask someone to come out and like basically get us? Because I know you're inside right now. Can you have them come get us? She's like, I tried to find someone. I tried to ask someone. Like, I asked someone, Manny and Jackie are outside. No one came out to get us, by the way.
Oh my God.
No one came out to get us.
What a wreck.
No one came to get us. So we're literally outside stranded. Jackie's sister's still crying.
Oh,
we're literally like,
no.
okay. So then my friend texts me. She's like, the movie's already started, girl. It's 5:30. It's like 5:35. The movie's already started, Diva. And I'm literally like this. So we actually have been here for 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and we're stranded outside looking like fucking idiots, just waiting. And the movie has already started. So we're literally at this point, like, actually pissed. Yeah. So I'm like, so I go up to security. I'm like, the movie started. So can we come up now or what's going on? Yeah. She's like, let me go ask my supervisor. Let's figure it out. And like, they were trying to like make it work. But their head of security told them, do not let anyone in because it would be a security risk because Ariana's actually there. Mind you, we had no idea Ariana was going to be there. Yeah. No fucking clue that she was going to be there. If we would have known, we would have gotten there even earlier to show up. You know what I mean? So then we're finally able to get let up and we're like, thank God. Like, at least we finally get through. We're let upstairs. We're going in. So we're about to go into this theater, right? And we're like, can we get like where's like the water and like popcorn? Like, just like so we can have some like something to drink. And he's like,
because it's a 2.5 hour movie, right?
240.
Ooh.
240 Diva-licious Diva. So then we're like, hey, can we get like some water? And they're like, oh, you can't have water and drinks in the theater.
Okay.
What kind of theater is this exactly?
You can't have that in the theater. And we're like,
when this movie is like close to 3 hours.
We're like, they were like this. Okay. So me, Jackie and her sister, well, like we all walk in, we go upstairs, we sit down. To my right, the person sitting next to me, they have a drink.
No.
They have a drink. The girl next to Jackie has a popcorn.
No.
We literally like this at each other. I literally told the girl to next to me, I'm like,
who is against us?
I'm like this. I'm like, where the fuck did you?
They invited y'all there to bully.
No, I'm like, where
I do
the fuck did you
believe
get
at
that
this
drink,
point.
baby?
They're like, let's bully.
Mind you, we're like 15 minutes into the movie, by the way. It's like 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes are like it's already happening. It's already gone. I'm like this. Where'd you get that drink, baby? They're like, oh, it's upstairs. Like, at the upstairs thing. Shh.
No, yeah. They said you can't have
drink. Not for you guys. And she's like, oh, upstairs. Like, we got it upstairs. And I was like, popcorn too? She's like, yeah, all the snacks, everything. I'm like, they just told us outside that we can't have any of these things. So then me and Jackie are literally like, they lied, babe. So me and Jackie are like, let's just like go find it. Yeah. Like, let's just leave and go find it. Yeah. I also like had to actually pee like desperately because we've been literally going.
You're waiting outside for 30 minutes.
Literally nonstop. So I'm like, let's just go downstairs. We've already missed 15 minutes. What's 20 at this point, right?
God.
We go downstairs and we're like, hey, like we walk out of the theater. Me and Jackie walk out. And the people that are there, like the security people from the movie, are like, we're like, can we go upstairs to get like some drinks and like some water? And he's like, no, you can't go upstairs. Oh my God. You guys can't go upstairs. Sorry. In that moment that they're telling us we can't go upstairs, dings the elevator right next to us. We look to our right, Ariana Grande.
I cannot. I hope she's listening to this podcast right now. What she put you guys, or what her brand put you guys through.
Me and Jackie like this.
I bet y'all were good.
Because the gag is, no one met Ariana.
Yeah.
She went up, did her little moment, and then left. She presented the movie. No one like got to take photos with her. No one got to meet her. None of that. But the second we walk out, suddenly Ariana's right there. What the fuck? What kind of serendipity?
Literally, thank you for
something.
No,
literally,
something.
We like this.
For something.
Because, babes.
And Ariana
it's been a rough night.
No, it's been rough for us. So
I would have been like, I need to have a word with you real quick. Let me tell you something, girl.
Fire the manager.
We need some help.
Fire the team.
So then literally, Ariana is like there. She's like, oh my God, you guys, what are you guys doing out here? Like, go watch the movie. Like, the first 15 minutes. I'm like,
yes, Diva.
So I go, girl, we got here a little late. We need to pee. We need drinks. She's like, let's get you some drinks. Let's get you some popcorn. Like, she literally was like,
are you
the
joking?
actual sweet. I swear to God. She's like, maybe they can restart it for you guys. She literally said that. Maybe they can reset it for you guys. And I'm like, I'm not even going to cause trouble like that. I don't. Like,
it's not a whole theater.
I'm not the whole
oh
theater.
My God.
It's not, okay. She was like, we can restart it. And I'm like, Ariana, that's very nice of you. You're being a sweet angel. She's like, I love your sweater, by the way. She's like touching me. And I'm like,
it is the sweater right here.
I'm all blushing. I'm like, stop. So me and Jackie end up taking a photo with her. We meet her. We kiki with her. A full thing. We end up going to the bathroom. As we're walking away, she's like, what do I do with my sister? And I'm like, oh my God, your sister that was literally bawling her eyes out. That's in the theater right now.
Oh my.
Like, we're like this.
Because her sister is a huge fan of Ari.
I thought the sister was with you guys.
She's in the theater. Jackie had asked her, like, oh, come with us about it. She's like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
She didn't want to miss the movie.
She didn't want to miss the movie. literally as we're meeting her, she's like, do I say anything? I'm like, girl, you have a photo with her. You can't not say anything. What are you talking about? So she's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Because Ariana ended up going into a room and she was like changing to leave. Right? So I'm going to the bathroom. She's like, I'm going to call my sister. I'm going to text her and call her to get down here to meet her really quickly. And then I can go in as like she's leaving, right? We can like do a little switcheroo moment. So she texts her sister's not answering.
She's watching the movie.
Doesn't answer. She finally answers and she's like, what? She's like, get your fucking ass down here right now. Ariana is right here. Get your ass down here. So then
Sprint.
Literally the sister goes down to the first floor, takes the elevator down to the first floor, doesn't come out of the theater. She goes to the elevator. We're like this, Diva, you went the wrong way, Diva. Let's just, Diva, you have to come back up, go back up. So literally as we're about to walk into, we're about to walk into the theater, her sister like finally pops out from the theater. She's like, oh my God, I thought you meant like the first floor. As we're going into the theater, like Ariana's walking this way and like literally it's like this, like a grazing moment. So then luckily her sister got to have a
Did she get to meet her?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
She got to have a full moment. They took videos together, photos together.
This story with, she didn't end up meeting.
Oh
no,
my God.
I wouldn't have told it. It had
Sad.
such a good ending that I wouldn't have told the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
They end up freaking meeting each other, and it becomes like a full, like amazing moment. Her sister's literally bawling again, shaking. It's like a full moment. I ended up going back upstairs because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go like watch the movie.
Yeah.
And then so Jackie and her sister end up coming up. She's
It's like an hour left of the movie.
No, literally. So she ended up coming up, and we're like this. We can't believe that us three met her, and like no one met her. Like how crazy
And you
is it
guys
that,
had the hardest time.
and we had the most difficult time even getting in. Literally just treated like fucking cast aside.
That was God giving you a little treat.
He gave us a morsel.
Yeah,
A little
you got
morsel.
He gave us a morsel.
You
So
got
then
a
Jackie, of
morsel.
course, she was like, I can't watch this
You
whole
had to
movie
go
without
through
water.
that in order to meet Ariana.
We had to experience that. So
Yes.
Jackie's like, girl, I can't watch this whole thing without water.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I'm like, girl, I feel you. She's like, girl, I gotta go. So they end up leaving.
She's like,
I'm
I'll watch it at
staying.
the
I was like, I'll watch
house.
it. I'll watch it at the house. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I ended up watching it, but that was basically the story of like how the actual hell on earth to get in ended up getting us to meet Ariana Grande.
That's so cool.
She seems like such an angel though. Like
she
the
was
way
an
like
angel.
oh my God, like
She
what
was
are you
like,
guys
"Let's get
doing
you
out
drinks."
here?
Yes,
Sillies?
and the funny because now I realize that like the intro is actually her like one of her biggest scenes,
Oh shoot!
and she was like, "Motherfuckers, watch me."
Oh,
Like in my mind, that's what I'm thinking.
Wow.
You know, so I'm like, oh my
I'm
gosh, I ended
so
up finding
excited
out
for
that
this
it's like
role.
one of
My
the
dream
biggest.
role. Go watch
No,
me.
literally, I ended up finding out that it's like her scene in the beginning. It's like the first. It's like the whole thing.
And she's
And I
like,
was
"What
like-
are you doing out
And
here?"
of course, I missed it. We had already missed it. Obviously, we were already
Yeah.
so late. But ended up being like an absolutely amazing experience. I guess technically, thanks REM for inviting me. But it was such a tumultuous experience that I'm like, do I even thank them?
Someone messed up in the management.
It was
think so,
like
too.
beyond a mess
I
up
won't
though,
say
because
it's the entire management, but someone.
But even
it was
because even
beyond a
Jackie
mess
not being on the
up.
list.
It was beyond a mess up
Who,
because
RCP?
the amount of
Honey.
mess.
because if they didn't show up, you wouldn't know where to go.
I mean, it started
and
from
if
the
you
jump.
weren't with
They wouldn't have
them,
gotten in.
they wouldn't have gotten
it
in.
started from the jump
From
with
the second
them,
I got
like
there.
with the address they sent on the invite. Like that's where the drama
That's where it
started.
started.
So I'm
you
like,
could have gone all the way to Calabasas.
yeah.
know.
If you were
Or
just
Santa
like,
Monica.
okay, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna listen.
gonna
I
follow
did
The
up.
love
only
to-
two addresses that would pop up was Calabasas and Santa Monica.
Yeah, so babes,
No.
they're a
What the
mess. I'm
hell?
sorry, they're a mess.
What
And
the
but
literal
it's like
hell?
one thing to be a mess, but two, when it involves other people and their time, that's a bigger deal.
It's
That's
a much bigger deal, especially when it's like.
Because
you know,
let's put out the scenario. You guys met Ariana not because of the brand, but by chance.
By chance,
It
by
just
luck.
happened by luck.
Mhm.
So if that didn't happen, then what are you left with?
shit.
Exactly. And that's
With
on the
absolute
brand. It's
shit.
like, you guys get that shit together before you start inviting people to stuff. Because that, it wasn't like one little boo-boo. You know what I
No.
mean?
It was
Like,
several
hey,
things.
because shit happens.
Absolutely.
And I get that.
And I'm very
baby,
patient.
it was
at
from the
times.
jump.
Uh-huh.
A
It was
wreck.
from the get.
A
It was from the
reckoning.
absolute get. So I'm like, I'm just glad that I got to meet her and we got to kiki, and that was like a really fun moment, and that
Yeah.
was really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative because she was actually very sweet, very kind, and the movie was incredible, and I'm glad that I was able to like do all those things.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's unfortunate how it really started. I'm just glad it ended happy. It like
you wanted
literally
the
was like
same
this.
experience as everyone else. Like you wanted
Bro,
to be there, have your
literally.
popcorn and
Even them
water,
telling me,
and
like,
sit and
we couldn't
enjoy
have
the full
drinks, we couldn't
movie.
have
Because that's
food.
what you were invited for, too.
Yes.
You were not
Yes.
invited to the shit show.
I was invited
No.
to meet Ariana. We just
Yeah.
happened to meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my story. That was I was like, that's a long story. So it's me my peak and pit because I wanted to tell it because it was so crazy
That's
how
a
it ended
crazy
up just
story.
happening where we're literally like essentially stranded.
It's been a long time since the brand's got me like that.
Oh, I haven't been got like that in years. by the way.
Not in years, baby, because that's a good getting right there.
Yeah, and
they
it's
got you
been
good.
a good
They
minute
got
since
you
I've been
good.
got like that. And the thing is, I was talking to Jack, and we were like just chatting. I was like, I feel like they really got the wrong ones here.
Yeah, they do.
Because Jackie can be outspoken as she should be, and I can be very outspoken as I could be as well. So I'm like, I'm not the type that's gonna be like, oh, what was me? Like, no, I'm gonna talk about it.
I'm happy you
and
didn't
I want
go
them
home.
to know.
Air it out.
Oh yeah, and I was like, I want them to know. I was like, I would love a follow-up email so I can talk about what actually happened and write in my little. Because a lot of times brands will be like, "What do you guys think?" And I'll be like, "This is what I thought."
Let me tell you.
This is what I thought. Because I don't think that people or brands or management, whatever, changes or things get better without actual feedback of things.
Any criticism. And
like, I'm the type that will absolutely, because I've been doing it for so
I'm
long.
here
We've been
for
doing
it.
it for so long. I'm like, baby, I will tell you what actually happened and with the actual tea, the things that transpired, because it's not cool. And like, it should not be like this for the next experience or the next people that you do an event with, whatever it might be.
Make sure this is a good experience for everyone that you're inviting.
Everyone involved. And like, again, like, it was just crazy how like I would not have been able to get in because I was basically stranded at gate 4.
Yeah.
And Jackie would not have been able to get in because they didn't have him on the list.
The popcorn thing would have made me upset as well. No,
Oh,
you
we
can't
were
get it.
sent.
And then I go inside and the person
have
next
it?
to me is just chugging their
And
water
then
and
they're like,
having a
you
nice
can't
little
go
snack.
up.
And
It's
not only
just-
did they have waters, they had like actual alcohol drinks. So they had like
I
full
would've
ass
been
margaritas.
butthurt.
We were like this.
I would have been
Nuts.
butthurt.
Nuts.
I want this. I want a little
We were
burrito.
annoyed as
I
actual
probably would
fuck.
have dipped out. I'm not even gonna laugh.
I know.
I know.
That's
would've
why
been
I was like,
just
dude,
forget
that's
it.
so funny because if as soon as I arrive and I didn't know where to go, or even the
I
address
know.
thing, even the address thing,
that
I
would
would
have
have
sent
just
me
been like,
home. I would have given up quick.
I would have just been like, that's my sign not to go. All right. All right.
And that's fine. And the thing is,
Same.
it's so funny. I really did not even think twice. I'm like, of course, Ariana's not going to be there. Like,
Yeah.
it's her brand, but there's no way she's going to be there because they're literally doing the tour. Like, they're basically doing a tour for the movie, and it was a week before the movie came out.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they're probably like literally in London right now.
They're
Balls to
booked
the
and
wall.
busy.
They're booked and busy. There's no way she's gonna be there. And the fact that she was there, and I was like, damn, we just missed out even to see her introduced to the movie, which is like, that's cool too. Like, that's awesome. But we ended up meeting her.
Which is amazing.
That's awesome.
And I'm happy it was a good experience
Thank
as well.
you. But yeah,
I
so it was,
Yeah.
it was
and
crazy.
She was sweetie patootie.
Sweetie patootie, dude.
Cutie patootie.
A cutie patootie.
No, I'm happy.
So it was great.
I'm happy you ended up meeting her. You needed
Me
that.
too. It's funny because
Especially the sister.
No, I know. And the thing is, like,
That's so sweet.
Jackie did a story time about it. Her sister did a story time about it. So I was like, let me just
That's
do
so
it
cute.
too.
Come
Like,
on.
Throw
let me
it
talk
in,
about it
guys.
from my
Throw it
side
in.
now. Like, let me
Yes.
just talk about it.
Yes.
It's so funny. You had told me the story. Obviously, you're like, I gotta tell you the
They
story.
got me.
That they got you. You're like, a brand got me good. I gotta tell you a story. So May had already told me the story, but then I saw Jackie upload her TikTok and she tells the story, and I comment even. I was like, Manny told me the story. You and Jackie's story is verbatim identical. Like
No, it
y'all
mirrored.
mirrored.
No.
Y'all did not miss a beat.
No.
Like I was like, it was so funny watching Jackie's. I was like, yup.
Yeah.
Because we were
And then
traumatized.
yeah,
I
you
done
both
heard that.
were.
'Cause
Y'all
we
did.
we
You
trauma
got
bonded
trauma
over
bonded.
that.
Y'all got trauma bonded.
Can't
It's
believe
funny
this
because like
happened.
Laura was literally like, Manny, you told me the story the exact same
Exact.
how Jackie said. I was like, because that's literally what just happened to us
Yeah.
yesterday.
I'm like, damn, y'all really got it right, huh?
Yeah, I was like, they really got you.
Y'all
I was
got
like,
y'all
they
story
did
right.
get us.
Get
Yep.
us.
They absolutely did get us.
That was not a good
Absolutely.
time. 30 minutes
not
waiting
well.
outside when we arrived on time.
Yes, we
didn't
were.
know where
That's
to
the part that
go.
really got me. When we arrived on time, don't
Yeah.
try me.
That's sick.
Do not get me
right.
like that.
ma'am.
Eryn has allowed us to now come into her life and ask her anything.
Yes.
Ask Eryn anything.
Ask
Yes.
Eryn anything we want to ask her. Just we want to go in.
Yes.
We want to go in and really just have a little We're having a Q&A essentially.
We're doing a Q&A with
What do you guys
Eryn. We're
think of our cards?
interviewing
We still
Eryn.
have them.
I know, they're so cute.
They're just so cute to me. I can't get over them. But we have questions written down. Don't look. Of what we want to ask you.
Okay.
Of this full-blown Q&A that we got going on.
I got it going on.
Do you want to start off?
I'll start off.
Okay.
I think we'll start off soft and we'll just start off with what's new with you? What are you up to nowadays?
Okay.
What's life looking like?
Easy.
Life has been good. I feel like I've
Good.
been doing better with a lot of my responsibilities and
Great.
with growing up. I've also have finally started getting back on the internet again.
Ooh.
I'm back to posting and it's something enjoyable for me again. Like it's fun posting. It's fun
Good.
editing again.
Oh,
like
good.
I like taking pictures. I like coming up with ideas and like, oh, this is cute. This is cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, so I've been getting into that.
Why did you stop uploading on social media? Because I know in 2020 you were like in a lot of my content.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of my videos. And then you had your own thing going on channel, everything.
I did for a long time. I mean, since I first moved out here, I'm pretty sure I got started on YouTube as soon as I like got out here. I don't know, before moving here, I was very insecure and I had a lot of
Why do you think you were
problems.
so insecure? You're really pretty.
Literally stunning.
I don't know why I was so insecure.
I'm like,
when
you're
I was
really
younger.
pretty.
Also,
What's the
that-
problem? Yeah,
At
it's the
15,
age. Erin's like, you
14,
think I'm
like,
pretty?
you think I'm pretty?
Okay, we were talking
That's
about
a
this
tough age in
earlier. Like middle school, so rough. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not trying to dig in on myself, but ooh, girl.
You think you were rough in middle school?
Girl,
I don't think you were rough in middle
No,
school.
literally, I have pictures of me
Girl, it
where
was
I
not
got
bad.
a razor, went straight down my eyebrows, and they like started halfway. The hair, everything, my teeth. I was very
Were
insecure
you?
about. Laura, do you not remember how my teeth used to
Yeah,
look?
I got you Invisalign as soon as you came out here, but I didn't know you were that bothered by them.
I was
just
so
knew
bothered.
You wanted to do
even my
something
smile
about
back
it,
then, it wasn't
but
even
I didn't know
genuine.
it
I was
bothered
like,
you.
it was
Yeah.
like my teeth used to be a huge insecurity of
I
mine.
knew your teeth bothered you. I guess I just didn't know what degree. You know,
Yeah.
you talked to me about your teeth bothering you. I was like, totally. Like, my teeth bother me. We'll do Invisalign.
Which, thank you. Oh, thank
You're very
you. Because
welcome.
that truly helped my confidence. The accent when I first moved out
Yeah,
here.
Alabama accent.
And I feel like I wasn't very well spoken. I was looking at, it was a problem. I was looking at older influencers and I was like, why am I not so well spoken? I sound like an idiot. And so I did YouTube, Instagram, TikTok for, I feel like up until maybe even 2022. But even in between then, I would take long breaks. And that's because, like, towards the end, I was having, even though, like, I felt a lot prettier, but still, I just had a lot of insecurities. And every single bit of content that I was making, I was always nitpicking something. Like, you look ugly, outfit's bad, your hair looks bad, your voice, you sound so annoying. I mean, it was always something. So it just came to a point where I was like, I have to stop. Like, I have to stop. Also, during that time, I was feeling, I don't know if you would say depressed, but I was just not doing well mentally. And I was like, I cannot do this. I literally cannot just sit here and be like, when I could care less right now. So I knew it was best for me to get off the internet. Also, Instagram was my enemy. I'm looking at everyone and I'm just constantly, comparing myself to them. So it was hard. It was hard. Now, my self-confidence, I've gotten so much better thanks to you, thanks to therapy. And I also feel like I've started to care less more, which I like so much
absolutely.
more. Like, I don't care what people think if I'm like talking too much, the way I look, anything about that. So it's now, like, I feel like now is a really good time for me to get back on. And I just feel really good about it. But for a while, it was kind of rough for me.
Yeah.
So I had to take a break,
Totally.
and I'm happy to be back.
I think too, like, and I'm just speaking from what I saw. I like noticed like the closer you got to making changes of growing up, like graduating high school, starting college, like moving on with your life, it seemed like that's when your depression. I feel like whenever I got you around the age of 14, that summer, you were 14. I remember, obviously, I could tell you were definitely depressed and a lot was going on.
Yeah.
Lots. And that was a huge uphill battle.
Yeah.
But then things got to a really good place.
Yeah.
And you were.
I was getting in a routine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
it was. I was finally getting in a routine.
But
good
then I
habits.
feel like, yeah, totally.
I'm doing good in school.
Doing
I don't
really
have
good.
all F's like I did before moving in with you.
Girl, you had A's and B's.
Girl, I
You
had
were-
A's
you were
and
killing
B's.
school.
I was killing it. It's
Um,
my senior year. I'm finally making so many friends. I feel pretty. I'm taking
goes
care
out
of
all the
myself.
time.
I'm in swim, so I'm working out. I'm getting a nice
You're making
tan.
content, even
I'm
though
making
it does
content.
affect you. And
It
like
was
the
affecting me,
comments.
but also, hey, it was also good for me as well.
But then I think, like, whenever you were getting closer to graduating and moving off to college, I think you settled back into a depressed state. Like, I feel like, things got heavier for you at that point.
Because I still, till this day, I have problems thinking about my future and I'm like trying to stop myself, but immediately I start thinking about it and my brain just, nope, Let's do something. Like, let's clean. Let's go on TikTok. Literally do something besides think of that. So senior year, all my friends, what are they doing? They're applying for colleging. And they're applying for college. They're figuring out their future. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally sitting beside them on my phone like, girl, look at this TikTok, And then that happens, and then I end up going to college, and it's just, I'm away from my friends, I'm away from my family, everything that I'm used to. It was just such a huge change that I had no idea. And I genuinely knew nothing about college either. It was just a really hard experience, and I already wasn't in the best mindset
to go into it. And it was just and then doing social media on top of that. I didn't really want you to go to college, and I know, like, looking from the outside in, that sounds fucking crazy for me, like, not to want a high school graduate to go to college.
But you know me.
I know
and college is not meant for everyone.
And I know, and maybe college is still meant for you. Like, maybe, I'm not saying that. It was just like, I didn't feel like you were ready. You know what I mean? I was like,
some people don't go to college until they're like in their
ready
later 20s or even way older until they are like, you know what? This is what I want to do. And that's what I should have done. And then I started feeling so much guilt. And I started feeling so bad.
I was like wanting you to do like, I was like, maybe do like improv, or like maybe do like a small trade school, or maybe like try something small in LA. Try, something before you go move off to university. Because like everything that I'm seeing here,
a whole city away.
It ain't given what it needs to be given to go into that and to do that. Because that's a really hard thing to do. So I wanted you to do something, start off a little softer, simpler, and be home maybe.
Yeah, but I jumped into it. And I will say, as much as I maybe want to go back and change the choices I made, everything happens for a reason. It already happened. I can't change the past. And I think I really did need that for myself today. I needed to move out. I needed to be responsible for myself with making meals, with eating, with being responsible, doing my chores. And I just needed that because also I feel like towards the end before I moved out, we were arguing all the time. And that was just because of myself, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was feeling bad. And I was just like, God, why are you telling me to do these things? Like, literally, like, shut up. I just want to watch TikTok and go hang out with my friends. Like, why can't I do that? And then, but I needed that. I needed to do that. And I feel a lot better. But for a minute, it wasn't good.
It was touch and go.
It was not good. It was.
I'm like, oh, y'all popping out babies left and right. They're all gonna be teenagers one day. Girl. You thought that was hard. Girl. Good luck.
Good luck, and good luck to.
Sorry, I had to post a YouTube video. Keep going.
Okay. And honestly, good luck to those parents, and also good luck to those teenagers. Even though I'm only 20. If I had any advice to give to high schoolers,
say it, speak it.
Please stop comparing. Put the phone down. It's not that deep. It's not that major. And take a step back and truly think about yourself. What makes you happy? And it might suck and it might sound stupid right now, but sometimes you just need to sit down and sit in your thoughts and figure out the person you are, what you like, who you want to be around, and what you want to see yourself doing.
There you go.
And sometimes you don't need to make like a 5-year plan. Just think, what do I want to be doing next month? What do I want? What's something I want to change? And that's what I'm currently doing with myself.
Mini goals.
Bits and pieces. I'm not someone who can come up with a 5-year plan, and I've already figured that out for myself. It stresses me out, starts making me have anxiety. So I'm taking it one step at a time. Okay, I want to cut this habit out.
Baby goals.
Baby goals. Take those baby steps.
So I think it really came to the point where I was like, I even said this on the Squeeze podcast. I was talking about like, I could sit here and talk to you all day, and I will. I'm always open ear, and your uncle is too. Like, I mean, we are one to just like, we're a family where you just say whatever the fuck you want to say.
And I sure
we
do.
are not.
We all do.
I grew up that way.
Yeah.
My house, you never hit anything because the craziest thing you could have done you could have robbed a bank, and you come home and be like, Mama, I know you're gonna be mad at me, but I robbed a bank and I don't know what to do. And like that's how how my house is. You come in there and you say anything, but at the same time, I was like, damn, I noticed like things aren't getting better for you.
Yeah.
Like no matter how much we talk about them, they stay the same.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, you need a therapist to give you tools to help you overcome some of this, to help you get through some of this.
Because it wasn't even like it's not like I wasn't trying to listen, and it wasn't like I wasn't trying to change.
Absorb what we said.
It was like my brain couldn't comprehend. I didn't know how to make this happen. And it truly seemed like something that couldn't happen. I was like, I don't like, even with depression for a while, I was like, I even told my therapist this. I was like, sometimes it feels like it's never going to leave me.
Yeah.
Like, it's
100%.
like I'm good for a bit and then it comes back. And now I will say I feel a lot better. I can't tell you the last time I kind of had those
Like a
thoughts.
spiral.
Yeah, like a spiral where I'm just, ooh, I'm not feeling good. And
Impending
I don't know
doom.
how to help this. I don't know what
Or how
I
to
need
get
to
out
do.
of
I
it.
don't know how to get out of it. And that's how
why
I felt for a
therapy is
while.
really important.
I
'Cause
love
don't
my
you feel
therapist.
like therapy helped you work through some of that?
There were
and
a
like
lot of
work
things
out of that.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that I wasn't comfortable talking about, things that I avoided even thinking about, things I wasn't comfortable talking about with you and Tyler because, you know, and I feel like a lot of people feel like this. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to get in trouble. You know, I just want a place where I can say anything. I can say anything, and it's just someone who is just there to
Non-biased.
listen. Non-biased.
Exactly.
There we go.
Non-biased
That's the
opinion.
word I was looking for.
You pay them to be
Non-biased.
non-biased.
Yes,
Like, let's
and
be
that's
real.
what I love, and I have seen some real improvements, especially like with my confidence and with my routine. Truly, if you think you need a therapist, just try it out. I use BetterHelp. Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that you
And
use
she's
it.
I know.
even had therapists where she switched therapists and it just got better. You
It
know
got
what I
better.
mean?
My first therapist, she was nice, but my second therapist, she'll cut me off and she'll be like, wait, let's go back to that. Or, you know, because I will sit there and just yap and talk about my problems. Like, well, this happened at work today and I can't believe her.
Yeah.
But, you know, she kind of goes in deeper, and that's why sometimes you just got to find the person that works for you with therapy.
And that takes
100%.
time sometimes.
It does take time. Therapy takes time because,
It takes work.
It sure does. Active work too.
Yeah, because there are days where I was like, I just don't want to talk. Like, I just don't want to talk about this. Like, why do I have to talk to her? But then afterwards,
You feel so much better.
oh my God, I feel
Like,
so
it was
much
worth
better.
it.
Yes, it was so worth it. It's so worth it. So I did have to take some time away. I needed to be away from, I think, you guys, my friends.
I think so too. I think like
I need
as
to grow
much,
It's the
on my
truth.
own.
It's the
needed to
truth.
grow up a little bit on
gotta
your
swim,
own.
man.
She needed to swim, and
Because I am a person, you know, sometimes I've got to learn on my own.
Yep.
It's hard.
that's
But
so
you
true.
honestly,
That's true.
like, you have to do that stuff to, like, actually learn
And grow.
what's going to work for you
Yeah.
too. Because
That
at the
is
end of the
true.
day, something that works for Laura and Tyler might not work for you.
Exactly.
And that's the truth. Like, you might just be like, you know what, how you guys think, I don't think like that. So I need to figure out what actually works for me and how to get into routine and what I need to do for myself and my own mental health. So, like, at the end of the day, you have to figure that out for yourself. Like, they could tell you until they're blue in the face, but
Yeah.
you're not gonna.
I'm not going to
hear
listen
it until
I'm
you
not-
try.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing. And that's why I truly believe, like, I needed to get out. Even though in the beginning it was so hard. I hated it. I was doing so bad. But I did need it to be where I am
We
right
also
now.
told her, like, hey, you make this decision, you're staying out there for a
Yeah.
bit,
Living in it.
and
Yeah.
like you're gonna live in it.
Yeah.
This is not
No
pull the
running-
trigger, cry
yeah.
for a few days, and
Yeah.
come back home.
Yeah.
Like
You
you're
made
gonna
this
stick
decision.
with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really taught you a lot of life lessons.
You
and,
can't
like,
just get up and run away.
no,
Every
exactly.
single
When it gets
time, you can't-
uncomfortable and you're not happy there,
You got to work it out
Yep.
sometimes.
You
You,
gotta
can't
figure it
just
out,
run
sister.
away.
if
And
that ain't the
I
most
did-
life thing
Shit.
ever.
Like this.
Woo!
That's
nest-
the most
the nest.
life thing.
The little
Literally.
bird falling.
Yep.
Yes, that some you gotta get rid of the baby birds sometimes.
You gotta let them fly, babe.
Yes, you gotta let them
gotta
fly.
let 'em fly.
And that's the thing. I probably would have never flown. I would have just kept,
Yeah.
you know, going by, feeling
Coasting.
the same,
Coasting. You
literally
would've
just
coasted by.
coasting. And I would have seen no improvements with myself. And there's still many improvements I'm waiting for. But
Oh, yeah.
hey, girl, I'm only 20. Give me
Look
some
how
time.
far you've come
Exactly.
from 14 to 20. I bet you don't even identify
Dude,
with the person.
I genuinely wish I could sit here right now next to my 14-year-old self, and I think everyone would just sit here and be like, she okay? Because like I was so insecure, I had so much anxiety, like getting a sentence out of me.
a lot of
I
that
was so
came
negative
from,
too.
Also
So
being young.
negative.
but a lot of that comes from how you grew
The
up
circum-
and
like,
what
the
was
circumstance
going
you're
on in the
in.
circumstances.
Mhm.
You don't realize, because like through a lot of self-work myself, I realized like my background caused me to always crave certainty, and it makes you do a lot of crazy shit to
Crazy
get
shit.
certainty. But I'm craving it because my whole life was nothing was certain.
Yeah.
Home was not certain.
Yeah.
Parents weren't certain. Power wasn't certain. Water was like everything was like, is it going to be there tomorrow? I don't know. It's not
knows?
certain for me.
Yeah.
So what happens when things get a little uncertain? I have this huge anxiety that I carry with me. I will kill, do
Like the control.
anything,
You want that
yes,
control
to
of your
get
own
that
life.
control and certainty. So it's like these things from your childhood affect everything you do because they get into your subconscious. You know what I mean? They affect everything you do in your adult life until I got into self-help and I got into
Yes.
working on myself, and I was like, oh my God, I'm craving certainty this whole
Yeah.
time. Like
Yeah.
everything that is certain, like I crave it, and that's where my problems are lying in, because like I'm living life trying to depend on this super certain life, and whenever things get uncertain, I just fall apart and
Yeah.
lose it because it's not the way I want it to be, because I feel like it's going back to my childhood and it's uprooting some dark shit. So it's crazy how those things in your childhood
Affect you for-
and I'm
they could
still
affect
trying
you
to
for life.
figure.
They
I'm
could.
still trying to figure out all the things about me. These little things where I'm like, okay, this is something like a habit
This
that
is
you've
why
had
I
for
believe
a
it
while.
this way.
Like, why is it that you're like this? And there's still a lot of things that I'm trying to work through. Like my fear of confrontation. I don't know where that comes
huge
from.
fear. Oh yeah,
I don't
would
know where that
love
comes
to
from.
know.
You're
I
like,
literally-
I would love to know where
My
the fuck
mom,
that-
my grandma, my aunt, all the women, like, and then again, like I wasn't.
Go battle.
Baby, we are all battlers, honey. You look at me the wrong way.
And I've gotten much better at it today, but there are still times where if I don't have a clear opening to where I can talk to someone, I just won't ask and I'll leave. And that's what I mean. There are still things that I'm working on, like with confrontation. And it's not even confrontation. It's like just going up to someone and asking a question. I'm like, okay. And also, you don't have to say I'm sorry before asking a question.
Yeah, I told her that.
I always
remember
feel like
being
I'm bothering
Saying you're
someone.
sorry.
That's a problem.
You're
and I
not
don't
sorry.
know why.
You're not sorry.
Stop. You're not sorry.
You're asking.
Don't say you're sorry.
If
what
you're
are
not
you
actually
sorry for?
sorry, yeah.
You're not sorry. Do
I
not
wanted to
say
ask
you're
this
sorry.
question. I need your help, please.
Yeah.
But
But-
like you're not sorry for asking.
No.
So the thing is, like, probably based off a lot of your childhood, you didn't want to be inconvenienced.
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of why you feel like that, because you're like, oh, I don't want to inconvenience anyone because like everyone's already going through the gigs. So you
Maybe
kind of
that's
can
what it
ease.
is.
It
I'm
can
like,
like
what
seep
is
in.
it?
It can seep in like really weird ways.
Yeah.
I was a people pleaser because like, and I still struggle with ideas of people pleasing and making everyone around me happy because I was hiding for so long. So once you
Yeah.
realize like kind of roots of things, you're kind of like,
You're able to fix them because
and
you
fix
realize
them
where
and
they're
you
coming
alter.
from.
So I'm like, oh my God, that's
Like-
coming from when I was 12.
Like now I'm okay if things are not certain. My life is
You'll
not
work it
that
out.
back then. It's
Yeah.
never going to be like
It's
that
never
again.
gonna be that
We'll
again.
and there may be uncertain days where certain things happen that we're not certain about. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I was able to work through that because I was able to identify where that's coming from.
Yeah.
That's for the battle right there is just trying to find
That
what the
is.
fuck it
That's
was.
the
And that's
battle.
literally like
What
what it
triggered
is
me?
right now. Like that's my problem. It's like it's not that I'm blind and I don't see the problems I have. It's just I'm also trying to figure out where it comes from, first of all, and how to slowly like get rid of this thought process because it's just all in my mind and it's hard to fight those demons and be like, stop, you're fine. You're literally freaking out for no reason. You're doing this to yourself. It's hard.
Well, it's all hard, and let's remember you're 20 years old.
Yeah.
So
That's
you're
why
that's why I'm
Babe,
giving
it's gonna just
myself
get
more
better
grace,
and
like,
better and
give
better.
some grace.
That's why I'm like,
Let's give some grace.
I
first
made
of all.
huge progress in the past
Yes.
2 years.
So imagine the next 2 years.
Just talking like I was when I was 27.
I know.
I'm like,
I
Yeah,
know.
you're
Dude,
good,
me and
bud.
Laura
I
have
know.
had conversations about this so many times. Girl, I will go into a mental health talk and I will sit there for 2 hours just talking about not only myself but anyone else and just
Absolutely.
being like, oh my God, like what? Like,
Totally.
girl, it's like sometimes I want to play therapist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's good though, and like give yourself some grace because the work on it. But it's like worrying about confrontation. I think that's a pretty common thing that young people coming into an adulthood
Yeah.
deal with. You know,
Yeah.
getting ran over and not standing up for themselves and dealing with confrontation. This is natural life, so you shouldn't ever beat yourself up and be about to be like, "Damn, I'm such a such an idiot." Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you should never do that. You should remember you're 20 and that
just think of
working
it
on
differently.
Just
like
work
this
on
is
it.
just something I can change.
Yeah.
Something I should work on.
Yes.
And also remember too, like societally, let's clock that T. Society is right now is very built on like everyone gets a surprise, everyone gets an award,
Yeah.
everyone gets built on something. So when things don't happen in a way, it almost feels like it's crashing down harder
Yeah.
because they're building up in a different way than they used to.
Yeah.
So just think about like, oh well, like I might be feeling this because society paints it to be this way.
Yeah.
But that's not the case for me.
And sometimes it's hard, like, even right now, like, as a 20-year-old, I'm, like, looking at, even people that are a bit older than me, but I'm like, oh, how did they do this? Like, how'd they get there? Like, not even, like, with their work or, where they're at, with money-wise. It's just mentally sometimes.
I think that's really great to do to an extent, to like look at your
Within
peers
reason.
and like people ahead of you
But
and
don't
go,
compare too
yeah,
much.
but
Just
don't
maybe
compare because listen, no one is on the same journey. So how can we all
everyone's
expect the
race
same?
completely different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so how can we all expect the same outcome?
Yeah,
I remember hearing this thing, comparison is the thief of joy.
it is.
And I've never like not agreed with that.
Yeah.
It really is. It is a thief of joy. When you compare yourself to other things, and it's like what you have is never going to be enough when you're comparing.
But people might look at you like that.
So it's like, oh shit, maybe and then you combat that with being grateful for things. So like just reminding yourself about gratitude and the things that you have, like it helps snap you out of the comparison journey.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Great answers. Love this, Eryn. You're speaking like a 40-year-old
Literally,
Oh,
I'm like,
on the
she's my
podcast.
therapist.
So yeah, that's great. That's
She's my
great.
therapist.
Are you gonna live in Santa Barbara forever?
Oh, no. No,
So I was like, are you
no,
over
no.
Santa Barbara? Like, are you over that life?
I am. I don't know if I've really ever been into it. I will admit, Santa Barbara is a pretty place. Me personally, I don't think I'd ever want to
Such
live
a
there.
tiny town.
Maybe if I was like in my 50s, slowing down.
A lot of people retire there.
Exactly. And I understand why. It's pretty,
Calm.
it's calm.
Quiet, tiny town.
Tiny town. For me, no. I miss LA. And honestly, I've been thinking about it too. I'm like, is there anywhere as of right now that I would like to live besides LA? And I can't think of anything. So LA is just the place I want to be. I'm close to everyone that I know and I love. And also, it's just so fun. You got to remember, I'm from Alabama. I grew up there. I moved here when I was 14. And LA is still this magical, beautiful place where I see just such a huge difference between everyone with what they're doing from their lives. I mean, you got doctors, you got influencers, you got people who are just
Anything and everything.
working at a bank,
Yeah.
like everyone's
Anything
just living
and
their
everything.
day-to-day lives. And I love to see it. And I'm ready to move back to LA. I'm just waiting. Honestly, I was thinking about moving here sooner, but I might just wait till my lease goes up so I don't have to worry about subleasing, getting my deposit back, and finding somewhere. Like, that was confusing me as well. I was like, how am I going to do all this? How am I going to...
It's a lot.
It is a lot
Especially as
because
young
I was
adult,
like,
I'm
I'm like, I need to find affordable housing. I need to find a job. I need to find a subleaser. I need to get my deposit back. Hello. And even my therapist, like, just literally take it one step at a time. You're like overstimulating yourself, and which is the truth. But yeah, I want to be back here next year. Or it's the end of this year, but next year.
Next year.
Yeah, please.
Love it.
Please.
Well,
Santa Barbara's beautiful.
Come on home, baby.
Yeah, come on back.
I
Come
love
on
LA.
home.
I
I
love
know.
LA. I miss the beaches. I don't really like Santa Barbara beaches.
No, me either.
I don't.
not my
I'm
vibe.
sorry to anyone if that hurts your little feelies. You love it. I don't. I
Me
don't.
either.
Santa
They're
Barbara.
better here.
It was good for a change. Move out.
You got to grow
Experience
up.
life.
I got to
You
grow
got to
up.
grow
I got
up.
to experience people. And honestly, people that live in Santa Barbara, because I live in the college town, so I meet a huge variety, like people who are way different even from LA. Like, oh my, like
Because when you have universities, it draws in everybody because
God.
they come from other
A
states.
melting pot.
and you
It's a
want to
melting
talk
pot.
and you want to talk about like looking at other like families in comparison. I look at these girls and they have a good family. Like
Oh,
their
yeah.
parents are loving. They do everything for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I know this one girl, she just has her dad's credit card. And I was like, what? But they're so sweet. They literally come visit her and all that. And I'm like, that's just so crazy. Good
I know.
relationship with
Crazy
her siblings too.
Crazy
Wonderful.
crazy fucking concept.
And they
isn't
are
it?
and they're doing good in school and they have such a
Yep.
social life. And
What's
that's,
it like, babe? What's it like? I've never experienced any of that in my entire life. So trust me, Eryn.
Good family, good grades, good
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Good relationship, you're social, you're working out.
Like, does anything go wrong for you?
Does anything go wrong? And you're
trust and
responsible with
believe.
like everything in your life. I'm like, you need to get away from me, to be honest. You need to get away from me because you're going to make me sick, to be honest. Love you, though. Happy you're doing good, boo. But
sometimes I'm like, God damn, must be nice.
Must be nice.
Shit.
I just want to flick them away.
I mean, the number one thing for me, I was like, so you just have like this guy that you call when you need money, gas, car tears up. You're confused. You don't know how to do something. You don't know how to apply to something. You just call this guy and he picks up the phone and he helps you with anything in your life because you are his child.
Yeah. Look, and I
never heard of that before.
Look, and I want to say this.
I know.
I'm like,
truly, I'm like, what is that? I do not know what that's like.
I want to go ahead and say this right now. I know if I was in any situation, I have Laura and Tyler to rely on.
100%.
But I also just want to say, and I'm not saying these people are being babied, but you guys are also like, you're grown up, you know, like you have a job and stuff. Like, girl, come on, you guys had to work for it and I'm working for it and I have no problem with that. But of course, girl, I would love infinite money. Come on now.
And the credit cards and everything.
Literally. And I just, quick side note, this girl's card got stolen by a frat guy. She found out who it was and her dad literally was like, girl, you're an idiot. And then he just paid them back and was like, just please don't, fine me or anything. Isn't that crazy?
Oh.
But he didn't even get on to her.
wild.
He was just like, he just said like, you're an idiot.
You're so silly.
You're so silly. And I was
I'm
like,
like,
that's so crazy.
What is that like?
What is
my
that
parents
like?
would beat my ass.
I know. I was like, how is that the only thing
There's
he's
a lot of
saying?
Santa Barbara kids. I am only speaking on Santa Barbara because Eryn has told me her experience there where the kids are rotten and the parents are wealthy.
Look, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not trying to say
They're rotten
everyone
and
there is that, and I wasn't trying to lead in with that, but I'm sorry. Some of them are spoiled rotten. And I just want to know if you're a parent and you got a kid going to UCSB, I'm telling you this, they might be having good grades. They're partying every single night.
Every single night.
Literally, the houses around me, I have like 6 houses around me, all booming.
How about the kids who
Every single night of the
take
week,
their parents give them money because the parents just pay off their college and their parents give them money and they're not even in school. They just take the money.
That's crazy to me. I'm like, girl, but not with my FAFSA.
Yeah.
Be so
Baby,
for real.
I was on my FAFSA,
Be
guys.
so for
come on.
I was
real.
applying for my grants.
Dude,
I was like,
that was the biggest,
Be so for
like
real.
even
Let's be
compared
fucking for
to
real.
moving to Alabama to LA, that was the hugest difference I've ever seen in life where I'm like, oh my God, I thought you guys were fake. Literally, I thought like you guys weren't real.
Like kids like that?
Yeah, like I just have it made.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? That's so crazy to me.
There are kids out there that got it made in the shade.
And they're
They don't
rotten.
have
And they're rotten for it.
And
They
they're
don't have to
rotten.
lift a finger.
Nope.
And they don't have to worry.
Nope.
Not a day in their
Not
life.
a day in
that
their
like?
life,
I'm like,
baby.
that's
What's that like?
Yep.
I'm not
fuck
trying
is
to be a
that like?
hater. You
Yeah.
know, it's just jealousy maybe, but like
Honestly, yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be real. I'll be jealous of that.
I wouldn't be
sometimes.
half the person I am today if I grew up like that.
I
I'm
know.
not
Me either.
saying that those people are half the person I am.
Yeah.
I'm speaking about myself.
Yeah,
of
like,
what
you know
I
for
would be.
yourself.
I know
What
for
I would be
myself
for
what I would
myself.
be if I was raised like
Or
that.
I would be even more lazier than I am.
Oh, absolutely.
I
I
would
wouldn't
not.
have done half the things that
Same.
I've
No.
accomplished. Not even half of them.
No.
What is one of your worst high school experiences? We have random questions to ask Eryn.
Ooh, yes, and I'm loving these random questions. Okay, I want to talk about in 10th grade. I was in my Spanish class, and this was right before COVID. There was this guy in the class, and at first, when I first met him, he was nice, and then he asked for my Instagram. He saw I had a huge following, and then he eventually stalking my page. I think he even asked me, and I was just straight up, and I was like, yeah, like I do YouTube and stuff. One day I come into class, we have a substitute teacher, and this guy is playing my YouTube videos in the class on his Chromebook, full volume. And if you guys haven't gotten the picture already, during this time especially, I still had a lot of anxiety. Me being an influencer
10th
and
grade?
10th grade.
It's rough.
I already had a lot of anxiety. I was, I had no problem
She started
being on
school here in 9th grade.
Yeah.
Just to get perspective.
Yeah.
This is her second year here.
Yeah, and I had no problem with doing social media, but if someone came up to me in person and were to ask me about it, yeah, I'm literally gonna piss my pants. Not gonna lie. So hearing that, it's so just embarrassing. I have all these kids.
I mean, he's doing it to embarrass you,
Yeah,
not to be friendly and to be like, oh, I saw your video. He's doing it because he knows it bothers you.
Yeah, and he already knows that, and I think he might have done something beforehand. I think he already played my videos in class beforehand, but because we had a substitute who literally did not get up from that desk, looked up once from his phone, by the way, and was like, hey, turn that down.
Turn it down. If you're going to play our videos in class, at least turn it down.
Which, by the way, skip it like 2 years later, it was my swim coach. Isn't that funny? Wow. But so he's already doing this, and I'm sitting in front of him, and I'm just like freaking out because everyone's just standing around his desk, and they're like making comments and laughing. They're huddling, and I already feel all the attention on me. And then all of a sudden, what do I hear in the background? So Laura's apology video.
Yeah.
And if I'm already on the verge of tears.
You're like this.
I was shaking. I was shaking because I can't. I literally can't do anything. I'm just sitting there petrified, and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening right now. The teacher isn't even doing anything. Everyone's just laughing, and I'm already have tears in my eyes when they're playing my videos, and then I just hear Laura's apology video playing in the background. And when I tell you, why am I about to cry?
Maybe girl, I just did this last week on the podcast, so let me tell you.
It's just because it was just so embarrassing, and all you want to do is run out of the classroom.
But you can't.
And you can't. And so I put my head down, and I cry. And I just sat my head down for the rest of the class until the bell rung, and I ran out. And thankfully, I had my friends, and they were so nice and comforting. I go home, though. Yeah, I tell them, I had an awful day. This ruined the rest of my school day, and I can't I don't even want to think about stepping foot into that class again.
And I said,
and Laura
kids
got
are
him.
cruel.
Laura got him.
Let me tell you something.
Like
she
this.
emailed that school, the
this
counselor,
is the
everyone.
Last.
This
is the last time that this little boy will ever play one of any video of yours, mine, a cousin, a relative, a friend of mine. He never gonna do it again. No. I got on my fucking email. It took everything in my body not to drive up to the school and body slam the sub, myself, and the child. And I wrote a fierce email.
Some might say.
Fierce email explaining that if it ever happened again, I'm going to kick the door in on the Spanish class. I'm going to bust through the fucking door, and I'm going to handle and be arrested out of your class because I am going to handle this child and this situation myself if it ever happens once. And I included her boss in the email, and it never happened again. The problem went away.
I wish I could remember what the next day was like in class, and
you know, I'm like, what happened the next day?
I know.
What happened? I'm texting her. What's going on in your class?
Dude, I truly wish I could remember, but I guess that just means nothing happened. But there's another part to the story.
Which, by the way, the girl never tells me the second part.
Yeah, which I don't know why. I literally don't know why. So,
but he never played her videos again.
No,
or never, my videos, or any. Never tried to pick on you again.
No, not that I remember.
So did someone tell him?
I think they called his parents.
Okay, go.
They called his parents, and his parents handled this, assessed the situation. We were able to handle it,
which thank God,
because it wasn't a bluff that I wrote in the email. Yeah, I was going to come in that classroom and raise all hell, man. And let me tell you something. It's real fun to make fun of me in person. Wait till I'm in your face, because I really want to know what you have to say then. So,
which that goes for everyone.
Yeah,
so much to say. Even myself,
brave to talk online.
We all catch ourselves shit talking sometimes, but we wouldn't do that in front of that person's face. We would shut up.
Exactly.
Respectful.
So he never did it again. His parent was called, and basically the situation was handled.
Yeah. So that happened in 10th grade. COVID happens. I was
out
home all junior year as well, and then senior year comes. Second semester senior year, this guy is in my class. And
Erin's like, oh God, here we go.
Senior year. Now,
And
like, 2 years
honestly-
later, it's like,
I can't remember what I first thought when seeing him. I feel like I was kind of nervous just because, but he didn't pay me no mind. You know, it's been years, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. But this guy, we haven't talked. We have not talked. We don't follow each other. We don't have any mutual friends. I have no relationship connection with him. He comes up to me in this class, and he apologizes to me. All on his own.
The guy.
you're lying.
The guy
freaking
that played
up.
these videos watched me cry in that classroom, put my head down, and was so visibly embarrassed and sad. He came up to me, and he apologized.
2 years later. 2
years
later.
So,
I'm gagged.
2 years later, I can't
knew he was
remember
a
what I
monster.
said. Knowing
knew
me, I probably just said, it's fine. You know, it's cool. Like, thank you. And he was, and after that, I'm telling you, that entire school, or that semester, having that class with him, we would joke with each other. We would have conversations. We eventually started following each other on Instagram. That's why I'm like,
What a beautiful
You know
story.
what?
I'm like,
Full
wow, it
circle.
started
think-
like,
I
why?
think that
circle.
was just a 10th grade little
Bully.
asshole.
Oh,
You
like a
know,
little
Just
like
a little bully.
he was just a little bully, and there is growth for everyone, even those little mean
There is.
high
even
schoolers.
the little rats.
And
It shows real
and the fact he
growth,
didn't do it in
Eryn.
front of other people too. Like he genuinely just came up to me and he apologized, and I was like,
He didn't have to do that
he didn't
either.
have
He
to.
could have just
He
played
could have
it
ignored
off.
me. We could have
Going.
ignored each other. He could have just acted like nothing
Nothing
happened.
happened and just been your
You know
friend.
how many people do that? They just act like nothing happened. They're just like, hey, and I'm just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
he
And
did
this
do
guy
that.
literally 2 years later wanted to take the time, as a kid still in high school, wanted to take the time to come up to you and really apologize for you for what he did.
Isn't
and
that
I am
insane?
like,
That's crazy.
that's just insane to me, that the growth kids don't experience growth till they look back and they're 25 years old and they
Yeah.
go, damn, I was really fucked up for that.
Yeah.
For him to still be in high school and for him to speak to you and like literally not text you.
Because he didn't do that
not
in 10th grade either. He didn't apologize. It's 2 years
Right.
later.
not DM you, not text you, walk up to your face and give you the apology that he owes you.
A lot of people can't do that.
That's
no
so
one-
brave.
A lot of people won't
if
do
that
that.
doesn't show growth in
That's
a human
brave.
being. So the story is actually a really beautiful story.
It is a beautiful story.
And I'm really happy for him. I'm really proud of him for doing that. Whoever he is out
And you
there,
have to beat
I've
his
never
ass or
seen.
anything.
I know, because the
He got
clock was
lucky. He got
ticking.
lucky.
Because I was about to have a mug shot myself.
Like this.
Literally.
With the lash
Because
on.
let me tell you, Sean, you messing with the wrong
queen. Wrong
baby.
one.
You got the wrong
You got the
queen
wrong
in this
queen.
house. You be like, Erin's like, listen, I'm very upset right now, but I have this crazy aunt.
Girl,
And I got a mama that's even crazier.
Dude, especially in 10th grade, he was just a short little thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
know you
just
towered
like-
him like this.
and I
Good
know,
for,
and
good
I was
for
just
him,
like,
though. Good for him.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Growth.
Good
I was
for
like,
him.
Oh my god, I never was suspected it.
Whoever
I
he
wasn't
is
even
out there-
expecting it. I was just like, whatever.
I'm honestly really proud of him, to be
I know.
honest with
Too.
you. I just am. I'm so happy for him and I'm proud of him because to walk up to a human being that you did 2 years ago when you could totally blow it off, or you could send a DM and be like, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Or
Did
you
him
could just
dirty.
be nice and just let it pass.
Yeah.
No, he was accountable for everything. I'm like, huge.
Yeah.
Props.
So
Huge.
even
Mad
just him doing that, I was like, you know what? All forgiven for you to even do that because it is hard for some people to go up to someone and give a genuine apology.
Adults can't even
after-
do that.
Girl.
Eryn.
I
Adults
was like,
can't
a
even do
30-year-olds
that.
can't even do
When
that.
they make a mistake and they know they made a mistake and they hurt you,
Mhm.
they cannot for the life of them choose to apologize. They rather just let the relationship die, never speak to you
Yep.
again, or act like nothing happened.
Their
Yep.
pride is too fierce.
Their pride is too fierce, and that's why I was like, you know what? You're chill, bruh. You're chill.
Like mad
Thank
props.
you.
Honestly, mad freaking props.
I've
I
never
know.
even seen this kid before.
can
Erin's never showed me him
It's
before.
right now it's like more of an
He's
illusion.
just-
It's
he's
an
just
illusion. It's a
Dude,
phantom, Laura. You can't even know
It's
now.
so funny.
I can't
I wish
now.
Now
I
you can't know.
I wish I had a picture of
can't
him
now.
from 10th grade. It might be in my yearbook because if I show you what he looked like back then to now, he's tall, he's all built, and I'm like,
Wow.
what happened?
Good for him.
Good for
He
him.
stopped being an asshole.
You can
And he grew.
change, guys.
He
Literally.
grew mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And physically, you
Yeah.
guys
Good for
can
him.
grow. You guys can make a change today.
I'm
That's
gagged.
a beautiful story.
It's a
I love
beautiful
that.
story.
Aaron, I love that. I have a fierce one I want to ask.
Oh.
Should this be the last one?
This will be the last one. This will be
Okay,
the
so
last one.
last one.
Uh-huh.
This one, I wanted to know something that Lord told you not to do, but you did it anyway. Like,
Okay.
what is something
Aaron's like,
that
which
you were like,
one?
you know,
Aaron's like,
damn
which
well,
thing?
Okay,
that you
there-
weren't allowed to do it, but you did it.
Okay, there are definitely some things
There's
that
definitely some.
you know what? Give me 5 more years and maybe I'll share with Laura and Tyler. We got less some more time.
Or don't.
Or you know what?
Or just don't.
Maybe don't. We don't even need to bring this back. But I want to share this story because Laura and Tyler already knew my butt was lying. They knew it.
Honey, I know they know the second
Aaron's
you
a
start.
bad liar. Too.
I am a
You are.
horrible
You're
liar,
a horrible liar.
so,
You're really bad
girl.
at it.
I'm not going to sit here for 30 minutes and tell the story. I'll try to give a speed run.
Okay.
I come home one day, late in the afternoon, Laura and Tyler in the garage. I am laying back on the treadmill, and when I tell you,
Sorry.
as I'm laying back, my head is doing this. Like, I'm not even, my
She's
head
falling
isn't
asleep.
laying down.
On the treadmill?
Yes, on
But
the
she's
treadmill.
sitting on it.
I'm
No,
like,
no, that's the thing. I was laying, like my back was laid out on it, but
like,
for some reason
We
my
were in
head,
the garage
I was
doing
like,
something.
yes, I was trying to convince myself that I'm up.
not
Like, I'm
tired.
trying to stay up, like I'm not tired. So Tyler's like, are you good? Like, what are you on? Like, what is wrong with you? And I make up some line. I'm like, oh, because I said I was spending the night at a friend's house. And I was like, oh, we just stayed up, like, we pulled an all-nighter. They don't fall for it, obviously. Come on.
I'm like,
an all-nighter.
So I still have not told them the story. And to be fair, I did pull an all-nighter. I did not go to sleep once. And it was, by that time, probably 4 p.m. So I'm spending the night at this friend's house, and we're hanging out with these two guys. We're not doing anything. We're just all
Wow.
friends. And
Men.
they pulled the same story as well. The friend says she's spending the night at my house.
The
I
classic.
say the classic.
The switch, the classic switcheroo.
And the
switcheroo.
guys do the exact same thing. When I tell you we stay out all night, we drive to, I could not even tell you. We were so far away in my Fiat, which by the way was an all-electric car that had like 72 miles, and it took like 4 hours to charge it if it wasn't the charger I had in the garage. And we go get Raising Cane's. We are up all night, and we're just driving around. We're walking around. It's like midnight, 1 a.m., and we're just walking around these cities all just having, I won't lie, I don't regret it because it was probably one of the best nights. It was so fun. We were idiots. We were such idiots. And then this is where it gets bad, and I start literally freaking out. We are driving on the PCH. We're in like Malibu. It's 4 a.m. Windows are down. Music is blasting. We're having the time of our lives. I look.
Oh.
Why does it say like I want to say maybe like a 20 to 15 mile range. And my car,
battery.
Yeah, a battery. And my car, if you're driving uphill, just like gas, but with
Destroyed.
this car,
Drains.
down.
It
I'm
drains.
looking on Google Maps, the closest charging station near me, and I start driving towards it. I realize it's all uphill, and I'm like, by the time we get there, I'm not going to get it. It's all uphill. Like, I am
You
so
won't
close
make
to
it.
dying, and in my head, I'm already freaking out. I'm like, if my car, like, because I know absolutely nothing, I'm like, if my car breaks down on the side of the road, like, what am I going to do? Like, I could call AAA, but what if they, like, contact Laura and Tyler? Do we even have AAA? Like, what if the tow company just automatically, because I'm underage as well, like, I'm 17, what if they, like, I was already freaking out. I'm like, Laura and Tyler are going to figure out. And then I find this charging station. I know where it's at. And when I tell you, I was on like 3 miles at this point. We're going uphill. The two guys get out of the back and are pushing the car as if it does anything, trying to save as much mileage as we can. And when I tell you, which by the way, this is when I figure out when my car says it's on 0%, it's lying. I don't know how much miles it has left, but by the grace of God, I drove 5 more minutes. I went to the charging station I've been before, and I was like, thank you for being here. And it's literally on 0, and we're driving on zero for like maybe 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. My friend and this guy stay in the car because they're so tired, and I was like, I just went through so much stress right now. So me and the other guy, we go to the beach, and we're all hanging out, the two friends.
And your car's charging?
Yeah, while my car is charging, and we're just hanging out, and then we all eventually leave. I drop everyone off, and then it's just me and one of the guys hanging out. And Yeah, and then I eventually go home, and that's when I come into the garage, and I was like, yeah, I had such a good night. Literally see me knocking out on the treadmill. We didn't do anything bad, though. Like, I wasn't doing... I don't know. I wasn't doing drugs. Like, I wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't drinking.
She was just in the
I
streets.
just wasn't where I was supposed to be, pulling an all-nighter, lying about where I was.
Damn.
Out with this friend and with two guys, which, by the way, it's not like we did anything, but if you hear that I'm out all night with two guys and my
it sounds
friend,
crazy.
That's gonna
what
be
does
a
this
problem.
sound
Did
like?
you get grounded for this one?
Yes, I did get
I'm
grounded.
sure the phone wasn't taken away at least.
Yes, I was
yeah.
grounded
Yeah.
for a while. Even though you guys didn't even know the full story. You guys
I don't
didn't.
have to.
No, because you
Let me
already
tell you
knew I was
something.
lying.
You don't gotta tell me all the details. The punishment's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
I already
I know,
know.
babe, I
I already
know.
know what you've done, what you're gonna do, and what you
I
done
know,
did.
I know there
You're
there
done.
are probably some funny points that I am missing, but it was just such a fun night. But my butt definitely got in trouble.
It was worth the trouble.
So
though.
Yeah.
during the
Sometimes
time,
it is.
absolutely not. I was so mad. I was like, "What do you mean I can't go hang out with my friends?"
Very high school.
Yeah.
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 So
all-
literally, you're the
Yep.
worst.
Yep.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You're the worst.
Yep.
I hate you.
Yep. I was
You
like,
just
I
don't
know,
understand
slam your
me.
door closed.
You're like this with your phone. I know.
Yeah. Girl, wrap it up.
Wrap it up, sister.
That
Wrap it
was
up,
hilarious.
sister.
She's like this. She's crying like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Give
Yep.
it-
Yep.
give
it-
I'm the
give it
worst.
30 more
Tell her's the
seconds.
worst. You're mad. You're not gonna talk for a day. Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm running away.
Girl, you got 50 miles on your car. Where are you gonna go?
I'm going to Manny's house. Manny, take me in.
Yes, yes,
In my-
you can.
in
Yes,
my
you
extra
can.
bedroom, like,
You
come on,
can go to
baby.
Manny's. You can do that.
The second she gets her,
You're grounded.
let me tell you
Or
something,
if you
she's
don't
at the
take
house.
this heathen back.
I'm like, Erin's here.
You
What the
can
fuck
take
do I
it.
do to
Yep.
Laura?
Yep.
What does she eat?
Yeah.
What do I do? What am I
What do
ordering?
you feed?
What do you feed
Her.
a teen? What do you feed a teen? Help me.
Nuggets
and Yep.
Dr. Pepper.
That's what I would give her.
Yeah. So,
Oh my
well,
God.
Erin, this was lovely. You
This
talk
was
on a
so much
podcast
fun.
like you host
Like
one.
you have a podcast.
Like you have a podcast.
Like you literally have one.
Stay tuned, guys.
We're just
Yeah.
quiet. It's just Erin.
Yeah.
We're just quiet.
Link in the bio.
Erin wants to start her social media journey. She's
Yes.
cooking it back
I'm back
up.
into it. Guys, I'm not depressed anymore. Let's go. Hot girl activities are
Yes.
back.
Back.
We are
Yes.
skyrocketing. I'm about to be 21. Look out for the club videos.
Oh God,
Erin, I'm
please.
scared.
Dude, we didn't even
Yeah.
talk about that. I'm turning 21 next month. Well,
I'm stressed.
by the time this
out.
video comes up, no, I won't be. No. But be prepared.
I'm gonna take her out.
Yeah, and
Oh,
literally,
fuck yeah.
you know what my birthday
Oh,
wish
fuck
was?
yeah.
I was like, Laura, I want you to take me to the gay clubs with
wants
all
to
your
gay clubs.
friends, and
The
I want to
problem
get
is
drunk, and I want to dance to Lady Gaga.
She waited till I got
I know,
old
you're
to
like
turn
this.
21. You couldn't you've done this when I was 30?
Girl,
I'm
give me a
tired.
No, we're
I'm
gonna- we're
weak.
gonna- we're gonna
We'll
get
do it.
crazy.
We'll do a 1-2.
We're gonna do a 1-2 and it's gonna be sickening.
Sickening. Yeah, we'll do
and I'll
it.
try not to get too drunk.
Oh God.
We'll see.
Even if you do, we will carry
be
you
there.
home.
We'll be
there.
there.
Just-
I don't even drink, so I'm very responsible.
That's true. Manny's sober. so-
Maybe you'll be just fine.
I just don't want to embarrass myself,
Trust.
especially in
Who
front
cares?
of you
You're
guys.
in West
Oh, Erin,
Hollywood.
especially with us too. Like, we
Can
don't
you
give a
can
fuck.
you embarrass
I get
yourself?
one night. It's my 21st. Come on. I want to see you on your 21st.
She's gonna be fucked up too. This one right here. On your 21st, she's gonna be 21. Laura, yeah.
The recovery
no.
ain't the same.
It's like 2
The
days of work of recovery.
recovery,
You're
yeah.
like,
I have a 2-dayer, and even on 3-day things are dicey. So
I'm prepared.
okay, I might as well have pneumonia.
I'm prepared to be hungover. I'm
you got the
prepared.
flu, baby. You got the flu.
Ooh.
Oh my god, thank you, Erin, for coming on.
Well, thank you
Love
guys
you
for having
so
me.
much.
I love you guys so much.
It was
This was so
great.
much fun.
It was so fun. It just feels like a chill ass
I know.
therapy session. Some
Yeah.
would say.
And dude, this slayed.
I love it.
This slayed my
did.
world. I needed this.
Yeah.
I might have.
So do we.
Honestly, I needed this. I'm gonna cancel therapy this week. We're good.
I don't need BetterHelp this week.
I don't
Thank
need
you.
BetterHelp this week. I'm good.
No.
I got the auntie and gunkle. Come on now.
I know that's motherfucking right.
I
I know that is right.
I know that's right.
Oh.
All right. Well, we love you
Okay.
guys.
We love you guys. We'll see you next week's episode.
Bye.